Welcome, Red Moon family. Welcome to the show, Red Moon Podcast 1.
Dun, dun, dun. What's up, Red Moon family? How y'all doing?
What's up, Red Moon family?
You like Jerry's It's Gonna Go intro?
Yeah, that was kind of fire.
That was actually
We might have to use that.
Put a little beat behind it.
Yo, I'm so excited, man. This is the first official podcast. So we did the first podcast.
The prequel.
It was like we're gonna call it Podcast 0.
Yeah.
It's kind of sloppy, sound was garbage. But this is the one podcast.
Mm-hmm. This is number 1.
Yeah, man. And so, just to give a quick overview of who we are, we're a reaction channel. We do primarily like nerdcore / anime stuff.
You can sprinkle in some
what
some
else?
Harry Mack into that a little bit.
Yeah, we do some Harry Mack, some artists that we really like. We have a gaming channel.
Mm-hmm.
We're across pretty much all social media. We play in TikTok. We're a little too old for it, but we play in TikTok.
We're gonna be out there dancing. We the dads dancing.
Hey. So that's what we do, and we love doing this, man. We're just some laid back. We call ourselves the old guys of anime, the old guys of nerdcore. Mm-hmm. But yo, if that sounds like something you're interested in, make sure just to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride of Red Moon Podcast number 1.
Uno.
Real quick, just to touch on this. Just what our plans for the podcast is, right? So like we want to go over primarily anime stuff, nerdcore, music. We're gonna be talking about that a lot.
Yeah.
Anime, and then gaming and / like gaming technology. You know, because we're getting really big into making games and maybe writing story, maybe doing our own thing there.
Yeah.
The technology, we're really interested in like VR and things like this, and so that's kind of our plan. And we're gonna touch on, because we're Red Moon Entertainment at the end of the day, so we'll touch on what music, movies.
Yeah, we'll talk about music, movies, stuff like that all the time. TV shows, like anything entertainment based. You know, just tell you our opinions on it. You know, what we're liking, what we would like to see from certain things.
And this will grow.
And we'll learn, and then we'll end with some questions. We asked people in our Discord if they had any questions for us. So if you want to stay around and listen to the questions we answer.
Your feedback. Same
thing too. If you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the comments.
Do it.
And we'll pick them and we'll give you guys a shout out. We'll try to answer some of the questions at the end of each podcast. I think that's a fun idea too.
Yeah.
Also,
we incorporate you guys.
Also, we're gonna do hot takes through each category, which I think is gonna be fun. We found some hot takes online, and I think just having conversations around hot takes are fun. But that being said, you guys can also put hot takes in there.
Yeah, so we want it to be really interactive. You know what I mean? Like, we want to get a lot of questions and feedback. We'll put up polls on our our YouTube, because we've been wanting to do that. But we really want to push them towards Discord, because we want to talk to you guys closer.
Yeah.
And I think this podcast is going to make it to where we can even have deeper conversations, because things we talked up in here, we can bring to the Discord.
Yeah.
So follow us on Discord if you really want to be involved in this.
Yeah. But you can put your hot takes down at the bottom, too. I'm going to say this hot take. If you're going to say hot takes, you don't just saying name a show is garbage. Like, enter popular name a show, garbage. I want to know why. Like,
you got to give us a reason why.
Yeah, if you're like, my hero is garbage, why is my hero garbage? Yeah. Why is that your hot take, right?
Yeah.
And I
Make
think
it interesting.
Yeah, I think that's the fun thing to talk about.
Another big plan.
What's that?
That we're forgetting about.
What are we forgetting about?
Is we definitely want to bring an artist from the Nerdcore community.
Yes.
Other communities as well eventually, but that's what we're mainly involved in. And so we're going to be having some artists in. I think we got a couple people slated in for maybe the next one or the one after that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Dan, you want to tell them?
I'm excited.
You want to tell them?
Do we tell them that now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
We're gonna have the guy, Mix Williams on.
Mix Williams.
And we're gonna have the man, the myth, the legend,
Daddy
DPS.
Fat Snaps. You're hoping eventually we can fly out and meet some of these guys, you know, get to Nerdcore, and so we can really do interviews with them. Yeah. We'll probably be having one person on per podcast when we have a guest, and it might go to every other week. We might do 2 a month, but for now we're gonna do 1 a month. We're gonna commit to at least 25 of these things.
Yeah, we want to get 25 of these things done throughout the
stick
next
with
year,
us as it grows. You know,
next 2 years or something like that. We're learning. You know? Okay.
And we already got some other people we've already been talking to, some big names in Nerdcore. We want to talk to them all. It's mainly because we're fans. But anyway, let's get into this first icebreaker.
So yeah, we're gonna do icebreakers every time. We're gonna have fun with it. It reminds me of we work in retail.
Yeah,
and they make you wake up early, and you got to do these stupid like, hey guys, we got to get to know each other.
Build a marshmallow fort.
I know, and you're like, it's 7 a.m.
You're like,
I'm trying to sleep.
And I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not feeling this. So, I mean, if they would have done something like this one, what we got for him, Daniel?
So
start this show. This is the game show.
With your host, that's the wrong button.
Who laughs like that in a game show? Just,
Not me.
Yeah, right.
Not me. I think Steve Harvey.
So what we doing, man?
You just Steve started. So we're gonna do this one right now. We're gonna do fun fights, and we just got a bunch of names from anime, wherever.
Yeah.
You can take a look at it. So Jerry's gonna be somebody, defend somebody, and I'm gonna defend somebody in a fight.
So basically, whoever we get on our roll, that's the person that you have to say who's gonna win in a fight. We'll do a lot of fun topics, so let us know your topics in the comments below. Like, if fun fights, it could be
dance battles,
dance battle.
Who would win a dance battle?
We'll add more people to this list. But man, let's get into it.
All right, Jerry.
Who am I?
Who are you defending
today?
If I can get it to work.
Roll it.
You are Neo from the
Matrix.
Matrix.
That's easy.
Okay.
I'm the one.
And then I will be.
I'm the one. We got some serious ones, but we also got some funny ones.
I'm the
That
Hulk.
seems kind of weird. It's just like right next to each other. Oh no, we gonna have to look into that.
You want to spin a different one?
No, that's good. That's good. Okay. All right, Neo versus the Hulk. I mean, first off, I win because I am the one. And second off, if I'm in the Matrix, you can't beat me.
If you're in the Matrix, that's true. But if we're outside in the real world,
no chance.
Where you're from,
I'll give you
that.
Not
even close. It's not even close. It's not even a fair.
But check it out. When you think about the Hulk role, right? They're placing that on Earth.
But why would Hulk be in the Matrix?
Where's Earth? Where's the Earth that they display in Hulk universe?
What?
That's in the regular universe. That's just in
the regular world. Yes.
Yeah, that's in the Matrix. That's in the Matrix, baby.
It's in the Matrix.
Ones and zeros.
We're in the Matrix. If we're in the Matrix, we don't know yet. We don't know if we're a simulation. That's a whole different topic. We don't know if we're in a simulation.
For the sake of me winning this.
So listen,
for the sake of me winning this,
if it comes,
because I gotta win.
If we find out, all right,
check
that we're in a simulation, you win.
Okay. And if we don't,
I win.
You win.
Okay. I think that's fair.
I think there's not too much to say to that.
I think that's fair. I think that
because you can't be the one in the Matrix, and you can't be the Hulk, or Neo can't be the Hulk outside the Matrix. Even though he was able to use power. Well, hold on, it gets more interesting. He started to be able to use powers.
His powers
limited
and it was against the machines.
It was against the machines.
So it would be hard. The other thing too, I'm trying to think, right? If the Hulk was in the Matrix, it's just.
But because he's still the one.
Neo is OP.
He's the one though.
He is OP.
He
can do whatever he wants. He can manipulate the numbers.
Right.
In the Matrix.
The Hulk's not gonna be anyone in the Matrix.
Yeah, he's in. Unless
he ain't even top 10.
Unless he becomes the one.
He ain't even top 10.
He automatically.
He probably didn't even do any because he only is strong when he gets angry. You know what I'm saying? So Neo had to literally learn stuff in the Matrix and download programs. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I think I got that.
I don't think you got that.
All right, we're gonna have to let the people decide. We're gonna have to let the Red Moon family decide.
I said I will give it to you if we find out in the next century in our lifetime if we're in a simulation.
Hey, we have to send a message to the writers. Actually, let them decide. If Hulk was in the Matrix, who would win?
If Neo was outside the Matrix, you already know it's not even a question who wins.
I don't know how you. Yeah, I don't.
Outside of the Matrix, there's nothing.
Let us know. Let us know who wins. That's a tough one.
It would be in the Matrix where there would be an actual battle.
Yeah,
that's if Hulk has his powers.
I didn't think that through when we added
inside
of
the Matrix.
You're gonna have to base Neo off of if he's in the Matrix or not, per se. Unless I'm missing how his strength was, or if he was able to. Because I don't think it was able to control.
The Matrix one was actually kind of hard.
Yeah. That was tough.
But anyways, let us know who you think would win.
And did you like this? Should we add more people in? What are some topics?
Yeah. I mean, you can see we got a bunch of people in here. We got John Wick.
We
got DPS in here.
DPS.
We got each other. We
got
Superman. We got Pennywise. So anyways,
and we know I'm winning against anybody. So we should just take me out. Really.
That's not in the Matrix apparently.
You never know. Even in the Matrix, I'd be the one probably.
They'd be like, Neo,
you're
no longer the one.
You ain't mixed enough, boy.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, I think that's fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun doing those. And maybe what we'll do is we'll create point systems. We'll make this more fun. Like, maybe Daniel and I will bet real money,
real life money, or just like crazy things. Like, yo, you have to eat the one chip if you lose.
Ooh. Like best out of 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know what you think.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
That was fun.
I'm winning, so it don't matter.
All right, let's get into some of the things we know that you guys are here for. You guys follow us from our reaction channel for the most part, at least right now.
Yes.
Unless you're just listening to
everybody from the Red Moon fam.
Hey, shouts out. Love
Thanks
you guys,
for following us.
We appreciate all the love and support.
Thanks for giving us the 8K too on our reaction channel. We appreciate that.
And so I'll start with the first topic.
What's the first topic?
What do you think it's going to be? Nerdcore.
Exactly.
And we said Nerdcore. If I can talk, we said Nerdcore / music. Well, we have a music section, so really it just be Nerdcore because Nerdcore is music. But and also we're gonna be bringing. If you watch our reaction channel, we're gonna be bringing the gaming music probably over here to the reaction side.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying. And so the first thing we wanted to do in Nerdcore, we want to highlight an artist. One, to show them love, because we used to do a highlight the artist.
If y'all been with us for a while there we would do a poll every week, and we do highlight the artist, and we just do 2 tracks from that artist because we were trying to catch up on music, which helped us a lot to get caught up on a ton of music.
Now that we're caught up, and there's a lot of things that happen, and if we do anything with Rush, he always wins. You know what I'm saying? We're not caught up, but we're current stuff for the most part.
Oh yeah, Rush is kill every time. We had to stop putting Rush.
He had to have his own little column.
Yeah, because he was like,
but like we wanted to do this to highlight the artist, to show love to the artist. And also to show you kind of what some of the music is that we like from these people. Mm-hmm. And so, in honor of DPS, who is one of the first people that ever, just said something to us, one of the first artists like him, Peso, and
first Nerdcore artist we heard too.
Right. So. First one we ever listened to. We're going to do our top 5. This will evolve too. I think we'll eventually have to do like we'll have to pick why, like a few categories of like how we're basing this, maybe make it a little more structured. But being that this is the first one, we're kind of just I was kind of going off the top of my head for the most part, but then I had to go listen to some songs.
Well, and I had like picked some songs and stuff too, and some lyrics I did. So we figured we spend some time in here because
yeah,
we like Nerdcore, and we nerds, right? So that's what we're gonna do.
That's fact.
So I don't know what necessily songs he picked. He don't know what I picked. So I guess
we might have some of the same.
Yeah, if we have the same, then we can focus on that.
Yeah,
a little
we'll just
bit
talk about it
and talk about it. And it's no order, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, it was extremely hard,
dude.
It was extremely hard.
Well, there's some artists that you're either gonna have low music or not a lot of music that's out. Some artists that maybe we haven't been listening to the song. We've been listening to every DPS song that he listened since we started because he's the first one we did. So everything he's pretty much dropped, we've listened to.
Yep.
And then also the tough thing with DPS is he improves so much per song. It's hard not to be like his latest ones. A lot of times are like hitting. Mm-hmm. And so and then also I'm gonna say this: whenever we do tops, it's not that I might be able to go listen to a song right now. I'm like, I forgot about that song.
Oh, 100%.
Or that song is the one. So this isn't set in stone.
One thing you'll know about us, we always talk about our memory. Our memory is garbage.
Garbage, bro. Hot trash, bro. It ain't bussin', bro.
It ain't bussin'.
It got a bus pass.
No bus entry. Bus passes are free here.
And we still can't remember nothing. Yo, so let's start them off, Daniel.
So yeah, what we'll do is we'll go through. We'll play a little bit of the song too because we got it hooked up over here. We'll spend some time. Show the man, the myth, the legend, DPS some love. We say DPS, aka Baki's dad's dad.
Yeah. And Daniel calls him Daddy,
aka Daddy Chill.
Daddy Chill.
What is
aka buffest guy in Nerdcore.
Yeah.
AKA Weird Picture.
Weird Picture. That was over.
I used to actually. It's up right now. Bring it up. Bring the video up.
Oh, the what?
Just bring the video up onto the screen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, so if you are just listening to this, you won't see it, but it's basically one of the early. You know how he has a scientist picture. Now that picture is dope. This picture is cool. It's the original one that he had before the science one. It's just kind of weird.
I remember.
And I was joking.
Watch our old reactions.
I would always have to say
he would be like his picture probably like weird picture.
Weird picture. Nah,
that's classic.
Cool. But yeah, let's get into it. What you got, Daniel? What do you got?
Okay.
And also vote who has the best list.
Okay. So I'm gonna start off newer, right?
Okay,
I'm gonna go with. Let me bring it up over here. I'm gonna go with.
These are no order.
Yeah, no order.
What you got, man? Hurry up!
I'm doing it right now. Hold on. We'll play a little bit of the song.
Just a little bit.
And I'm trying to maneuver this. We need Michael Sean.
I know. Where's our IT guy?
So he could be doing the switching of the music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just so you guys know, we got 4 people that's in Red Moon Entertainment. We are business, and those guys matter, man. They do a lot in the background, especially Mike Sean's on the gaming side. Mike Nell, you guys will get to know him over the years. He does our writing. We definitely want to release some stories, all that. What do we got, man?
I'm gonna get into it.
What do we got?
We got that Brawly remix, bro.
Ooh, I thought about that one.
I'll let it play for a second.
I accidentally got
advantage
6.
of.
Dude, I have 9, and I took 4 away.
All right, let's do 6.
Think they have good
Okay.
intentions for you, and they don't.
DPS, don't.
First off,
copyright strike us.
video is clean.
Yeah. Shouts out to all the people in
I've been waiting for this. Oh, it's coming. Got another gig.
This song's so
Touch it,
good.
I've been making them hits. Oh, it's stuck. I don't do it cause I got a bitch. I'm loving no debating in this. Oh, we
If you're just listening, we dance.
We moving right now.
We moving.
Yeah, that's a good song. All right.
Hold on.
Told me I wouldn't be shit. They were just scared of my
He was
presence.
talking.
Okay.
He was talking.
So I got the end
Yeah,
of
he
the
was
stick
talking
with
to
a
this
barrel directed the leading.
I struggled with.
But they
So one of the big things is I was struggling with, like, he has some where he just spitting.
Yeah.
And so I struggle between that, or a lot of the ones I think I stuck on were ones that was like I found myself singing, was be stuck in my head.
Right.
Had a little bit of spitting and like that melody.
Well, so again, we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. I feel like this song was fire because he was going off in it. You know what I'm saying?
And that character kind of was just made for him, for what he's been doing in Nerdcore.
And he has some stuff he had to get off his chest, I feel like. And I wrote down a couple lyrics. So all the ones, and Jerry didn't do the same thing because it was kind of like we're figuring this out as we go.
Yeah,
a couple of the lyrics that I really liked, and it was
spit something for him. Do it like your DPS rap it.
Thought they had a caller on. Thought they had a caller on to control me. Used to be PO'd about it. Now I'm OP.
That's
so
a
used to be
bar.
pissed off about it, but now I'm OP, and he's
That's
an
a
OP
bar, that's a
character.
bar, that's a
And they had to take the collar off. That's a bar. One of my favorite bars is "Loose lips with the Judas kiss. Go hang your hat on that crucifix."
That's a bar too.
Yo, that visual of Judas in the Bible portrayed his friend, and got him hung up on the cross, just meaning the people that are around you, man, might not always remember. Fire.
All right,
Fire.
Okay, that's good. Because I give you that was DPS right there. Just
that
talking.
was he said Brawly, but he was talking.
All right, I gotta go 2. I didn't have that. I had that one on my list, but I kept moving things around and shaking things around. My first one, go to that Guts rap.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Go to that Guts rap, that Berserk rap. First off, Berserk's one of my favorite animes. I watch that.
Oh, well, I mean,
probably once every year, every other year.
When we talk about animes, I mean, that's
those.
Easy to.
But
easy
this song, bro, play a little bit. Play a little bit for me, DJ. Spin that, DJ.
Boom. And again, his visuals are fire. And the aesthetic of DPS's thumbnails, fire. He's just so dope.
The thing is, he has a team. It's like he has a team. You know what I'm saying?
born into this world, but I was never meant to live in it. Never valued life, so I was valued as an invalid.
And the
Always had
drop in
guts
this?
to do what others couldn't mention, quick to end another's life at night. See panels of the images. So it was all I knew.
the
and it
visuals.
moved quicker than their
The
sentences.
visuals.
Been cursed since the beginning, but my foes expel the expletives. The pits of hell are dark, but in my heart the void is limitless. Don't touch me. I'll never be taken advantage again. You draw out the gums and I finish the limb. Call me demon, devil, heathen, head
That
break with me
beat?
for anything you need.
Got that drill feel. Because this was. Yeah, and then when we bring it down, he had so many things going on in this, and he was also talking. But those are 2 characters. Those are 2 characters you gotta just be talking.
Talk about too. And again, I think one of the reasons that we really, really like DPS is his ability to switch his cadences up and the way he flows and what he does. Yep. It's never the same. It's fire.
Yeah, he has that cadence. Like, we're big fans of Tech 9, and that was probably because we just are big fans of cadence. And he really brings that to Nerdcore, and I love it.
I agree.
All right. Did you have that on your top 5?
I did not have that one.
Hit yet? Okay,
no, we haven't hit the same one yet. Okay. I'm gonna go to again one of his newer ones. IT, we need you. Actually, I'm getting it now. I'm getting it now.
Oh man. So yeah, this was on my list,
which
that works for me because then I can get to my 5. I can make it down to 5.
The way he used Delta, the way that he mixed Delta in this.
So we'll talk about it after it drops, after we play some.
But what I'ma do if you're scared, I'm so afraid. When I was losing, said I'd do it, and I really did it. They tried to stick me with a label, bitch, I'm independent. I be on my hip, you know we keep it litty. Gentlemen, that heat wave when I'm in your city. Whoa, I didn't think it's what an engine taught me, and he taught me what a valuable lesson. Everybody busy looking at 6, they ain't seeing the insurrection. I've been plotting, got it all on my sleeve.
See, we're only playing a little bit. Trust me, we would want to listen to the whole
I know.
song.
I want to listen to the whole song. Yeah, so what I think a really great artist does is he levels up the people around him. I noticeably saw the difference in Delta since this song. Not that he wasn't already leveling. He really was already leveling up at a high pace. Yeah. I think this shot him just to hear his voice and the confidence in it is different. I feel like the auto-tune came down a little bit after this track where he realized, I really can sing up in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even better, even though like he had a singing album, which was amazing.
And the mixing,
that one hits.
DPS mixes on a whole nother level.
I know, man. There's a reason he's seeing the success he is, man. All right, so go to that Arcane track.
Oh, see, that's on my 2. That's on my 2.
That has to be.
Listen.
That has to be. I think we're gonna start hitting on some of the same ones.
I will say this is, and there's no order, but every time I think about
it's
this is
up there.
This is one of my favorite
picture?
tracks. Hold on, I don't have it.
I guess I feel alone. I'm a slave to my bloodstream. I never feel
Let the people watch and see, Daniel.
Sorry.
It's because he's trying to click on the button with the screen way far away.
Yeah, it's
we're sitting back. You know what I mean? We'll get this going, man. You guys remember our early reactions? Remember our gaming channel early on, bro? It was bad.
Golden EMP?
Bruh, Golden? If you're listening, Golden, you're that guy. He makes crazy of this song. I know. That's why I had to go to this one, because it was just always stuck in my head, always.
And he does such a good job with the character.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think this is a character that many people were like, let's do a song about, right?
When the sky forms the horizon, been coming up short on my life, and plans just wither and die. I'm a ride in the gut. All of my four trip me up.
We gonna let it play.
I got some bars from here that I like too. He's got some fire bars. He's got some bars.
Plans just wither and die. I'm a ride in the gut.
If you break a clock, does that mean that time doesn't pass? Wanna slow the world around me, I keep ducking its hands. Got so many things to do, I've sutured bits of my past, but still I haven't touched the future, now my future is past. Hit the gas, fuck the limits, only sprint to the task.
We're gonna listen to the whole song.
Okay, so first off, really good job of capturing the Arcane
I think that's
story.
A big thing we talked about when we listened to this one.
And just the character that I like I said, I don't think a lot of people would have been like, oh, let me rap or sing about this character, which was done very well. But so a couple lyrics, if you break a clock, does that mean the time doesn't pass? Want to slow the world around me, I keep ducking its hands. The hands of a clock, because he's in the show, he's sick and stuff as well. It's just he did some beautiful writing, I think, in this, and painting that picture.
And that stuff I always respect when artists do that at such a good job when they relate to the character so much, or just do a good crazy bar that's just like so poetic. Yeah. I'm always envious of it because I'm like, that's such a cool talent to have.
Then he had then they say they need some magic. Well, that's what happens when I sit in the lab, strapped up with the lead, a paper, aka a pen and a pad, which is a bar. And it's more dangerous than any K you fit in a grab. Cannot take the world with me, so I plan to give it back. Like that's definitely DPS,
fire, bro.
It's he what he does in the studio. He has that magic. I think that's why he could relate. Just I'm working hard. I'm from the gutters.
Yep.
I'm working hard to just write this music and be what I need to be. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, changes come in.
Bro, you took the whole song now.
That I won't ask it for permission. That's a bar. Anyways,
that's just cocky. You know what I'm saying? So
we both had that one?
Yeah, we both had that one. All right. Yeah, that's a good track. That's how you know it's good. What else we got, man?
So I got
we'll fly through them a little faster for you guys.
Oh, I don't see it on.
Bruh. The people are waiting.
So I'm gonna do this one. I had a Fallen on here.
Look, then go to it.
Yeah, but for some reason I didn't save it.
That's a good track.
So
That's
this
a good
track. We'll go there real quick. Feature my guy
McGuire the Choir.
McGuire the Fire.
If you need somebody to do a choir, that's that guy.
So we still get asked to do this one to this day.
Yep. To this day,
we still get asked to do this track. This is actually.
I gotta stop yelling in this thing. It keeps going out. Have you noticed that in the last couple reactions?
Oh, we did this track when this is the first DPS track we actually really ever did.
Mm-hmm.
The first track we got on our channel is the Omni-Man track, which is a fire track. But the sound was so bad, we didn't. Obviously, we listened to the track and we're like, okay, we're just not going to release it because obviously we didn't, and we just kept moving on.
And we kept talking about let's just go back and do like kind of a review and listen through. But I mean, I guess we could do a little bit now. Yeah, this is a good one. I thought about putting this one on.
This is a.
I didn't go that far back.
Oh, I have it right. I did.
Feeling the clouds all around me, cover my
Sing it, Majeri.
Majeri.
Sing it, Majeri.
hands close around me, ruin my life.
Well.
I won't let my world fall down in front of my eyes.
Dang, we're
Coming with the blue flame, yeah. You wasted, it won't stop now. I can already taste it. Blood stains and
yeah, this is a good song.
And the beat comes hard too.
Was hold me and take my side. I won't let my world fall down in front of my eyes.
Tell me on 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Never needed love, I beat to my own drum
when you
set.
got DPS.
Step ahead, I
Yeah, you saw his
manifest
face.
I haven't done yet. Been the bone
first time we
collector,
saw it.
all depressed to my agenda. Shake the earth, engulf the wind with fire, moving like September.
bar.
What you gonna do,
All
call
right.
Fido? Thought that you knew I'm a psycho.
Oh, wait, we gotta do this.
C-O-D-D-D-D.
Death by Dobby. I know.
Yeah, that's such a cold part, bro. Yo,
Oh, but that-
DPS,
so-
if you listen to this, man, that's a
Yeah. So I
Fire
have
ball.
that. Shaking the earth, engulfed in wind with fire, moving like September. Earth, wind, and fire. That's a dope.
Yeah, that's a bar, that's a
Who
bar,
sang
that's
the song September was a dope bar. Spit flames everywhere I go. Have mercy. Yeah, but why though? That's
I
a hard
know.
bar.
And that whole scheme,
And then
too.
the last one, and this is one of my favorite bars, is you can be the victim or be the villain. Choose or I'm clearing the block. You can be the victim or the villain. I don't care what you want to be. We just bye. Fire.
DPS. We with it. All right, you ready?
All right. What? Okay.
My next pick.
Your next pick's it. Your top 5.
Go to that Moon Knight track. This track, bro. It might. If I was to do, we don't rank, and we'll get into that a little bit later. So far, we don't rank. This would be way up there for me, and it's weird because I didn't forget about the song because I listened to it a lot when I did it, but like when I was thinking about the top 5 and kind of going through, I wasn't thinking about it like front of mind.
Yeah, the beat switch in here is crazy.
And then I
too.
was like, wait,
the beat switch in the song is crazy too.
and he nailed this character too.
Yeah, he did.
Unchained, I'm still dreaming. Imbued with the payment, it ain't leaving. Head throbbing, it brain nigga bang semen. Blood drip, drip, drop, and it stay bleeding. Guns cocking the way demon. Cross stop with the way he went. Everywhere he went. I sit silent. Inside my mind, I'm split islands. I switch up the vibe when they get violent. Got you over the humps, I don't talk, I spit. Death came and knocked on the door, I live. Think I won't doing it, I did. Death come and knock on my door, I split. Death come and knock that I'm tore my crib. Show him the armory, wore
Death come
my
and I tore
Blicky
my
a
crib.
kettle, I pour ice. Regular clothes, I ain't worn that shit. Only sport a vest and I want more like it. When it's getting realer, don't you dare to
That
dilly
song,
dally, dilly,
he
get
went
open your eyelids.
crazy.
Dilly dally, shilly shally.
Dilly dally, shilly.
Do y'all
shilly.
know what that's
What's that
from?
off? Let us know in the comments below. But no,
I don't know if
Benign.
any. I mean, if somebody
I'm
knows
sure- I'm sure.
exactly where that's
we
from,
got nerds in the fan.
that's true.
Dilly dally, shilly shally. Now it might be an old saying or something weird like that. I'm not thinking of, but like what we know it off.
It's nerdy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
no,
a good track.
dude. Fire.
He
track.
just went crazy on that. The beat, the cadences, the beat was wild. I remember this was a big moment where I like even saw another a huge upgrade in his instrumentals and stuff.
Oh, and it's so dope. We say this all the time. It's so dope to see the growth.
How they do everything, bro.
So I'm gonna get on my last one. And again, we're gonna probably do this in every one we do where we're not with another artist or something like that.
Yeah, and maybe we'll do top 3. So it's not long.
If you like
play
it
more.
Again, this is new. If it's too long, I say, hey, dumb it down a little bit.
We're gonna base a lot of this based off your feedback. So if we don't get much feedback, we'll just keep adjusting as we know.
But we figured a lot of everybody's here. A huge chunk of people here from Nerdcore. So let's spend time and show you what we love and what we enjoy and what we go back and listen to.
You already know.
So my last one I'm gonna do.
What is it?
It is DPS's.
What is it?
Who Am I? His personal track. This
you know
song,
what? You're. I can't believe I didn't do that one.
This song.
So hold up. If you guys ever watch like Abba and Preach, I used to hear, and this was years ago when I don't think
first they have it anymore at the end of their.
Yeah, so they used to have this singer Jen, at the end of their thing, and I was like, who is that? I mean, I don't remember how long ago this was, and so I've been listening to her for a long time. Then when he dropped this song, I'm like sitting there, I'm like, this girl, because I didn't really look at I don't know why I didn't click Jen, because she's kind of like it's not somebody I listen to a lot.
Yeah,
it's like not a big known artist. She was really small, especially then.
She can sing,
and I was like, who is this? And then I looked at the name. I had to go back. I'm like, oh, that's that girl, man. Because go check her stuff out. She has some bangers.
Yeah.
But talk to him about this one. I want to cry every time I listen.
This was put together.
Chills.
This was put together so well. This song was put together so well. I listen to this song again all the time. It's just real. Like, I always love it when for sure this is DPS. There's nothing in front of it. You can sometimes guess what is DPS. You talk about the character. It's DPS and it's fire.
And
he just talks about that struggle that he went through, things that he had find. He's got so many dope lines in this song.
And this hook, you killed this.
And Internet City did the visuals. They did a great job.
They killed that too. Yeah, I love this track, bro.
It's raw.
So busy thinking about the stars when I'm in my room. I wonder if I lined it up. Never hit the moon. Too many people looking up but never hit the roof. So I keep my head down, planning out a different route.
We huge fans.
Always been the underdog, never fit a group. And I walking up this path didn't fit the shoe. Yeah, I grew up in the hood but didn't look it fair skinned. So when I was on the block, it wasn't with a crew. Wasn't blessed with opportunity. The biggest breakthroughs in my life came from losing sleep. And even though I'm from the beach where the shooters be, I promise if you come corrected, I would rather shoot the breeze. They never tell you what you give to pursue your dreams. How your best friend is becoming your computer screen. I always feel like every moment that I spend
you
away.
gotta. Hey, we gotta listen to that after we're done with this podcast. That song is for that one. You guys got to run that back up because that deserves way more love.
Yeah, it's so
hey, do this,
good.
man. Go listen to this song and just go share it, man. Just go share it. If you mess with Red Moon Family, go share this.
We trying to get that DPS EP, man.
Yeah.
Come on, we got to get that.
Go spam his Twitter or something. Get her that EP, bro. Red Moon Family said so. Yeah, that one, dude, that's such a good song, man.
Oh. And then
hey, check it out.
Your last one?
So, hit me with that. Oh shoot!
Hit me with your best shot.
Hit me with that Shadows.
See, that was on one of the lists.
This actually, instead take the same thing I said about Moonlight and replace it with Shadows.
So this one I kept going back and forth
because this one even
because this song is so good.
I know.
And if y'all also don't know, we really like Frasier. I'm sure a lot of people like Frasier because his voice is crazy dope.
And then since I technically, did you do 5?
I did 5.
Bro, we'll save the rest for later. And there'll be other DPS days, but this song, way up there. This dude sounds so unique.
There's nobody like him.
That Call of Duty one. That was on a Nimbus
really, I wanted to change, but didn't think it would be left to the kids. How is it every room is the same? It's always the evil that lives, and you ain't got no one to blame.
And he's got so good with his ad-libs.
You tried to show me a different way.
This part.
What did you know what I did? Feeling controlled and I dip away.
That's so
Shut
hard.
every word and I went away on different pages, still the same. All
right, cut it.
Yo, we could listen to all of these songs easily.
This is a playlister right here.
It's a playlist.
Yo, maybe we'll put together each list or something, do something with it. But go run these up again. Let us know what you guys thought about our top 5. Let us know your top 5 in the comments below.
Yeah. Put your top 5 DPS tracks.
We're trying to be better at being, you know what I mean, a YouTube channel, you know, do the things that the YouTube kids do.
The YouTube people.
You
the
know
old guys being YouTube people.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was fun. I had a lot of fun.
And like I said, we'll do it again.
Yep.
For the next one that we do together.
Should we do less songs? Should we play the music longer? Would you be okay with playing the music longer? Or,
yeah. I mean, it means it's whatever y'all want to do. We just out here having fun.
I'm sure with some people, eventually it might come in a copyright strike, so we'll have to figure that out. And then, which is fine. It's just if it has to make us mute the music or anything.
And then if you have artists y'all think that y'all want to hear our top 5s from, let us know.
Do that. What's the next thing you want to get into? I mean, we kind of already talked about it, but I would say.
Oh, you can do our background and our reaction channel. What we try to do for our reaction channel.
So that's while we're in Nerdcore, we're in Nerdcore,
it's a little bit about us and our channel. And
I think talking about, I think a lot of people, we get a lot of questions here and there about just like the reaction process a little bit. You know what I mean? Maybe our experience in it. We had little updates that we started when we first started the channel, where we talk about updates on our experience in it. So. I mean, really, just quickly to go into our background, there's not much to it. We've dabbled in everything. We're kind of like jack of all trades. We write. We've done music in the past.
Shorts.
We've been anime before most people were in anime. You know what I mean? Like especially over here in the States. And so that's kind of like how we got into all this. We've done short films. If you go back to our early videos, we have a couple probably still posted of like a short film we've done before. Oh, shout out Goku. And so that's kind of what we started. But let's go ahead and tell them, Daniel, like, what are your thoughts on the reaction channel so far?
So for reactions, we get a lot of questions and things like, every reactor knows this. If you talk to them, the questions about pausing and that type of stuff, it's very common with it. And I don't necessarily think that there's a right or wrong way to do that. So I think you can only go off of what you feel is natural to you.
Yep.
So if you
do you boo boo.
And it's something that we learned, we don't get too many comments like that, but you do get them. And so when we do it, if we feel like we have something to say, if you watch our videos, we try to do a nice 50-50.
Yeah.
Right? So you got the song, which is usually going to range from 2 to 4 minutes, and then you have us talking from like 2 to 4 minutes for like half of it. Sometimes 60%. Sometimes we talk a little bit longer, especially if Jerry's spending an hour doing the "It's Gonna Go." You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Doing it perfectly.
Which I think what you had like 2.5 points on that.
2.5 million.
And that's just how we do our reaction. And then the other thing that we tend to do is we tend to be more positive than negative in our stuff. And we'll have a conversation, I think, about that too, about criticisms and opinions and stuff like that, because a lot of people we'll talk about it, right? Is that
I mean
talk about it right now?
A little bit. I mean, we could talk about like, so yeah, I mean, with the pausing, just to kind of jump in there too, is like we want to be able to, like, we want to make sure, look, reaction channels in some ways are eating off the musician, you know what I mean, or the artist, and it is no matter how you do the reaction, but we want to make sure we give you guys a piece of us, laugh with you guys. We're not a breakdown bars. There's so many bars we catch that you can sit there and break down, but we're just trying to feel it, get a vibe for it. And a lot of times the reason why we focus on positive, getting into that a little bit, is just also because that's naturally how we are. It's not like we're just deciding let's only focus on positive and never say anything. It's just because, like, when we, like, for example, we would watch a lot of movies back in the day. We'd go watch the movie. Yep. We'd come out and we'd be more often than not just saying what we liked about it, found ourselves saying what we liked about it first, and then we might pick a couple of things apart. But we weren't the people that were walking out like, oh, it wasn't just like the book, so it was the worst thing in the world. Yeah. And it wasn't like the negative things don't come to us obvious, like, so quickly as the positive, because especially maybe it's because we've done so many elements of like entertainment things. We understand how hard something be, why they might have done this or that way, and so, like, that's just how we do it.
Well, and I think that you look at things a little bit different, right? So I think you can look at a Hollywood movie with $30 million to $100 million behind it,
right?
And criticize it
a little.
You can criticize it a little bit. You can go a little bit harder, but you
like
can't.
Dragon Ball
Z. To me, sometimes when people go after people too hard on, like it's just them in their studio. And they have a little, remember the little white mics on the computer, you know what I'm saying? Right. And they're just trying to do the best music.
And then you're going to tell them the mic doesn't sound that great.
Yeah. I think constructive criticism is very good. But sometimes people want to cover up being rude to people as constructive criticism, which makes no sense to me.
I never get that's trash. This is garbage. Now, and here's the thing. This is just our opinion. And also, do it how you want to do it, too, because sometimes when somebody's eating somebody's stuff apart, like, I feel bad for them, but I'm like, it's the way they do it. Sometimes entertaining, you know what I'm saying? So be entertaining is fine.
But I also do think
that this is why we do
I feel like when artists kind of trash another artist as far as whatever, especially artists that have been doing it and been successful in it, I don't ever think that they're trying to come off as being like rude or anything like that, but they're like, yo, listen, I'm doing this. That's not it. That's not what people are looking for. That's not what and obviously, you know, some people can handle constructive criticism, some people can't.
And if you're putting yourself online, you're gonna get that. You know what I mean? So we don't have a problem with people tearing things apart.
But also at the end of the day, do your art. Do what you love to do.
Right.
Like we always say this, always work to get better. You know that. Don't ever be stagnant, and then do what you love to do. And if your fan base loves it, do it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Especially if the majority of people are really rocking with you. Yeah. Now, if everybody's kind of saying that's trash, then like revisit it. But like the way, getting a little deeper into it, the way I look at it is like this. Yes, artists, in my opinion, are somebody that should be more likely to, or I'm a little more okay with them criticizing harshly.
Yeah.
Even though I think sometimes artists, because they, you know what I mean, like they'll be too hard, especially understanding like, yo, how was your first rap?
Yeah.
And so I think that's how you need to look at it. When you listen to somebody's music, I saw Dizzy do some reactions, and he did a really good job because he would find out, and he's tough on people.
Yeah.
But he would find out like, yo, you're young. Oh, you're just starting off.
Right.
Okay, I'll give you some grace there. You know what I mean? So,
but you should do this, and you should try this.
The criticism has to be there though.
Yeah,
when you're just saying trash.
The constructive part has to be part of it.
It has to be a part of it.
Has to be part of it.
And then I think the thing is like this. A lot of times people criticizing it, especially that aren't doing the music and don't do music, they don't know how hard it is and how it takes time to get money. Look at DPS's first stuff to now. You know what I mean? Saying like he would say his stuff's probably trash from his early first verse kind of thing. And so it does take time, but also I think if somebody has a crew, like let's say you knew DPS's, we know his quality he can put down right now. Yeah. Let's say he drops a song tomorrow, and it just sounds like he did it on, you know what I mean, SoundCloud, not SoundCloud. What's the old one we used to use? Dang, that's gonna bug me. That would have been funny. Dang. Okay. We'll put like the lyrics. We'll put the words up the top. Yeah. You know what I mean? Once we remember.
No, I'm joking.
But like, let's say he put out something that just like obviously like the vocals were high and hissing, and you know what I mean, there were clips and things like that. Then yeah, you might look at him and say, bro, that's trash compared to what you can put out, or something like that. But like, if somebody's, for example, let's say this artist friend, they know what their quality is or what they're working with. I think those are the people. Their circle should be the people that are really criticizing it hard, because they're the ones that know, bro, you got a $2,000 microphone. Why are you getting crap sound? And it's been sounding like this for 6 months, bro. You're messing up here. Versus like, I know this guy's working on a basic mic. I know he knows. He might even know. He might go, I know my mic's not gonna be perfect now, but I'm about to buy a mic in a month, and that's gonna fix that problem. That's why the friend can criticize more, because he knows what the situation is. That's just my opinion.
Yep, I agree with you.
But yeah, that's kind of just why we do what we do. That's, you know what I mean?
And also, man, the world's we all see the world. It's crazy.
Yeah,
there's
man.
Tons of
and I don't want to just
happen.
Be like so corny as to be like, I want to only bring positivity. Like, we clown ourselves more. You know what I mean? Like, you go on our Discord, we'll have a little more fun there. But like, when you're talking about somebody's art, that's the way we go.
It makes me think about like movie critics or even sports critics, right? I think that you can be critics and not be in that field. I think you can talk about that stuff.
Right.
But the way some people talk, you're like, they talk like they played the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They talk like they were making.
Hey, why didn't LeBron James just dunk on him?
Yeah, yo, he did 23, 27, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they be talking like, and then people be bringing up their stats, and they play like maybe a little bit in the.
You know what I would have did?
They averaged 1.1 points a game. You know
I was varsity. I was varsity in high school.
Anyways. all right.
So anyway, that's just that on our background on why we go about reactions, and it'll probably be a little bit different going in the future. We won't obviously do this segment in later podcasts. You know what I'm saying? But we wanted to let you guys know who we were a little bit.
Also too, we'll break down the times if you guys want to go to certain sections. Or
you'd be like, these boys are boring. You can skip. You know what I'm saying? So we talked about that. How about let's get into nerdcore artists doing less character-driven music, because that's something that keeps circling out around in nerdcore.
Yeah.
And so maybe you guys want to hear about that.
So, I mean, I think it's okay on whatever you do in that, right? As long as you pay respect to what you're doing. Like, I feel like I think Dizzy's a great example. And Dizzy's a good example. Dizzy does a great job of being able to bring out enough emotion and pick a character that he can vibe with within whatever he's talking about, right? And it might not necessarily be about the character, but you can associate it with the character. But he's generally talking about his life, his choices, and stuff like that, right? I think that if you spend the time doing that and understanding that your audience, a lot of people want to watch it for the nerdcore part of it. Like, we can't forget nerdiness is a part of it, right? You can't like take that out of there, right? But I do think that I think do your art, do what you love to do, and if
you're having fun, do it that way, because that's going to show in the
exactly.
music.
And it's
also like, know your career path. We talk about this a lot, because if you know your career path and it's to do things more like mainstream. Even though we have an opinion on that, but if that's your career path, is to show more of your face in music, which I thought we had that in there.
We're starting to do a little more. Yeah,
we're just starting to do more. If that's
Game Boy
what
Jones
like.
is doing a cool thing right now where he's doing a music. Not everybody can do that, but he's doing a music video and then he's doing a AMV with it.
Yeah, so and I think it's cool to find ways to blend it in. You know, versus just saying, well, we gotta have this in our course to start doing this. Do what is creative. Like, you know, you guys are creative people.
Before I forget, because I'm old. It makes me think about that Fable track where he does the dude from Jujutsu Kaisen, and he does that like at the end, and it does that dope transition from him into the character.
Right.
Oh man.
Shoudo does a really good job with it. Like Game Boy.
Oh yeah.
Finding creative ways to do that, but incorporate it. Don't take away. This is just from us and from being on the outside looking in. Don't take away the creative side of doing it and the thing that's been working. You know, it's not like I'm not bored of AMVs. AMVs have been there since we did an AMV when we were younger, and it was garbage. I mean, compared to what it is now.
I have an AMV that's on one of my channels. I did like
maybe we should.
It's not up anymore because I think it got like put off because of the song or whatever on there. But it was like 13 years ago.
I'm telling you, we've been doing this stuff for a long time.
It was garbage. I did one for Bleach and I did one for
It was pretty
Naruto.
Good compared to what was out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we did one for like Afro Samurai and
stuff. It was Tech 9. I did Breathe for Naruto.
Like an Eminem one.
And then I did you did Afro Samurai. You did Eminem. Yeah. And then I did Bleach. I did Fuel Hemorrhage.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. But yeah, what it is like be creative and know that look, this is Nerdcore. Anybody that comes in here saying like, yo, don't do nerdcore, don't do things that are creative within anime and things like that, bro. We just gotta do what we're into, do what we're like. Don't take the nerdiness away from it. Don't think that the nerdiness isn't gonna be pop. It already is.
We live by. I think we live by like two things. Right?
It's not even nerdy.
We live like what you like, love what you love.
Yep. And
right. If you love a certain anime and people are trashing on it, don't matter. Right. Like what you like, love what you love. It doesn't matter. And we live on like live your life at like equivalent exchange.
Exchange, baby. That's $100. I'm getting that.
An eye for that's an eye for an eye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go above or anyways.
Right. And so I mean, just focus on what you think is creative.
And again, this is our opinions on this, and you know,
which are the only ones that matter.
And we're nobody but two old dudes sitting on the couch,
eating jelly beans.
We don't have no jelly beans.
But it sounded
play
good.
Some Bean Boozle.
Bean Boozle. You guys play Bean Boozle?
Oh my God,
bro, they ain't lying when that was that puke flavor, bro.
No, the throw up.
The throw up.
Throw up in the milk, the spoiled milk.
I know. They had the fish one too, and the dirty socks. Anyway, we in Nerdcore. We talking about Bean Boozled. So yeah, that's our little thought on character versus
character driven versus not so much.
Real quick, Nerdcore was charting. Nerdcore is charting.
Oh yeah,
or some artists are charting. We got somebody.
Oh yeah, shout out to DPS who hit 80. we haven't got to listen to the new track yet, which we're gonna do tomorrow.
That'll be tomorrow
for us.
Well, this is Tuesday when we're doing this.
It'll be Wednesday when we do it. But shout out, he got up to 80 in hip hop, which is definitely a hard thing to do. But it makes sense,
especially
for me,
in the States, bro.
because I don't think that's going to be the only time that happens.
And I saw somebody else post, but I forgot because I just looked at it real quick before I was going somewhere. I thought it was peso, but somebody else, and I'm sure it's happened, other times, but like somebody else was charting. And that's what I mean by like just trust what you're doing, trust the process. Nerdy anime. Well, I should say anime is not nerdy anymore. You know what I mean? Like
just like you can't say
what it is.
Just like you can't say comic books.
It's not, man. Everybody loves Marvel stuff. Everybody loves comic book movies. You know what I mean? Like what you like, love what you love.
What you like, love what you love. You don't hear that a lot.
You don't hear that a lot, baby.
And then
what else?
Shout
what else
out,
is going on?
Jamar Rose got Nerdcore.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Yeah.
He asked a question. He used the Rustage picture of everybody like holding the guns when he was a pirate and like the knife to him for his video that he did. He was just like, ask what's like an opinion that will get you in this situation on here, and then people just went off on their opinions.
Yeah, what do you guys think about Jamar, getting some hot takes of his own in Nerdcore and getting it trending a little bit on Twitter, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it was a place for
it's
people
bound
to put
to happen.
And people again, it's everybody's opinion. Like,
right.
and Twitter's a place where everybody can put their opinion. So
people, you don't have to beat up people so much online, bro. Like, yeah, man, I think that's all we had in Nerdcore.
Yes.
Let us know. I mean,
Sure,
we have more.
We'll have more on other episodes.
We just want to make sure we cover some stuff so we can get you guys a couple different categories, see what you guys do like, don't like, and then adjust from there.
Exactly.
And so now
we learning.
And we got some fun ideas too for this. We got some fun ideas for this podcast. So stick with us. You know what I mean? If you guys come back, I guarantee you every 5 podcasts that we have, they're just going to get more and more fun. We're going to get some more trending topics. As we're focusing on it, we'll be able to have what are some really hot takes and what are some like really relevant things going on. We'll focus more on those things. Hopefully one day we could just be your news for a lot of nerdy things, anime,
the
gaming.
news,
the new RM 29.3. No, it'd be the other way. They do the number first. 29.3
KFSM. I don't know.
Anyway, let's move on into anime. Which most
anime.
people here, if you're from our reaction channel, you're probably in anime.
Yep.
If you're from our gaming channel, you're probably in anime. I mean, we're gonna be doing a lot of gaming anime stuff too. So if
say we're in the anime too. A lot of them. I will say a lot of the mangas that we got, which we'll probably show them one day.
Yeah, we'll do like a manga corner.
Like kind of, and I think that it would be dope if this would be a dope idea. Is like we'll read a couple mangas and we'll get on like a couple volumes of a manga and we'll call it Manga Corner and we'll just talk about it, and give you our thoughts and stuff about it.
And that's manga. This is anime. We got some hot takes for you, or at least one. What do we got for him, Daniel?
So I think again, I went online and I just found a couple.
Better be hot
takes.
I want to be scorching in here, boy.
One of the hot takes is somebody said the only thing that matters in an anime is if the writing is good. Animation, voice acting, directing, etc. are meaningless.
So check it out.
That's a hot take.
That's a hot take. Now I will say I understand where he's coming from, because I will say in most entertainment genres, writing is probably the highest weighted thing.
Well, it is, because a lot of movies, a lot of movies and TV shows, the people who win awards are mainly is a lot of writing stuff.
That's
how
not
the
always
story is.
The people that make the most money.
But most people don't gravitate towards that either.
Right.
Writing is important.
It is.
But if you
were to weigh each one,
if you have a good story, if you have a good story and you have good animation and you have good fight,
but I think that's almost phrasing the question like, what's the most, if you had to pick one?
But if I had to watch, for me, if I had to watch them, I could watch something that has great animation and maybe not a great story.
I think it depends on
like
where you're
fighting and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to see good animation, good fight scenes, that type of stuff.
Right.
Now don't get me wrong. This is like throwing everything at the wind. Obviously, I want to see good stories too. Like
I think I understand what he's saying, and I probably have to agree to that to an extent, because like if I've seen a lot of bad anime where I still like the story, and we also grew up, but it's also based off the times and things like that. Like we grew up technically watching really bad anime in comparison to what it is now. And so
I think that happens more often than I see good anime with bad story.
Right.
Right? Is that what I'm trying to say?
Good anime, yeah, with bad story.
With bad story in it.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times if you have good anime, you probably have a decent story.
Yeah.
Because that's expensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when you're younger, like dreaming.
You have something. And I can understand
Let's
when
make
you
an
say,
anime.
and the hard thing with like a good story too is like stories have, if you ain't know, the stories over time have been retold and rehashed.
Right.
From different genres, different areas, you know what I'm saying? So you still, people can feel like it can get repetitive sometimes, but there's only so many ideas out there that you can just like mess with.
Well, I think that's why that could be closer to the truth than not, is because if your writing's good, you know what I'm saying, then you can tell a story that's been told before, and you can make it a little bit unique enough, poetic enough, you know what I mean, to where I think we got a good story on our hands, you know, that we might be able to eventually get it down. That's unique enough and told different enough. But
we hope so.
Yeah,
and then I'll give one more. I'll give one more hot take, and we can get into some topics.
And make sure you guys let us know in the comments below what you guys think about these hot takes. Are they even that hot? What do you think?
Are they cold? Are they fajita sizzling
straight
hot when they come
lukewarm?
out? Are they the polar bear diving cold? You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever done that? Let us know in the comments below.
They're like listening to this on something. They're like, I can't comment on nothing.
Yeah.
So last one we'll do. Dubs are just as good as subs, and have been for 20 years now. The only one exception to this is Funimation, is what they said.
Okay. I think we might have a little bit different. Maybe. I'm not sure what you think about it. What do you think about that, Daniel? Daniel, tell them what you think about that, Dan.
So we watched a ton of subs growing up. A ton of subs. I remember. So we're older, so anime wasn't as easy to get as it is now. Yeah. So I remember ordering on eBay like seasons of Naruto and Bleach.
Somebody drew a picture, drew a picture with Sharpie of Naruto,
retelling the story
like a bad picture. You know, using
this
crayons,
is what you get from
bro.
eBay.
It just rubbed off by the time it got there.
But that's how we had to watch it. So we watched it in sub. We watched a ton of sub because it wasn't that big of a thing. Like you had
gave it more
at that time, you had Toonami,
like,
so you had anything that was coming from Funimation at the time, which was being showed on Toonami a lot. Right. You had Dragon Ball, you had Gundam, you had Sailor Moon, you had like a couple of those.
Samurai
that had
Jack,
you know, had voice actors that were that made it dubbed and not subbed. But I will say,
which one you like more?
I love Japanese voices because I love the sound of it, like the way it sounds like so emotional and stuff like that. So I do like that.
When they get serious, boy, and they drop that bunkai and drop that down and music is going, maybe get the shing on the glass.
So it's fire. I will say I hate Goku's Japanese voice and I prefer American Goku voice.
I mean, that's probably
but I also hate I don't really like American kid Naruto voice.
Or like homeboy on Vash the Stampede.
Oh, Trigun?
Trigun.
Yeah.
Why did I say Vash the Stampede?
Because he's in it.
I was thinking of his name.
But
his
I will
voice
say,
is so good.
Since then, I'm not going to cap. It's gotten way better.
Well, I'll be honest too. Like, I don't mind that much. I can watch it in either, and I'm not gonna really care too much. The only thing I like watching it dubbed because I can like look down at my phone for a second, still be hearing the story, or you know what I mean, like things like that.
Out of convenience.
Like I can follow. Maybe if I'm reading, I didn't see as much action or something like that. Little things like that. But as far as just the overall sound, if I spoke Japanese, I would choose subbed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I seen a TikTok video where somebody was like that. He was like, everybody loves, but he's like, there is some bad Japanese acting in there. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, that's funny.
So make sure you guys let us know what you guys think about it if you are on YouTube watching this, obviously. But yeah, what do you think about those hot takes? Yeah. And then Daniel, rolling into the next one.
We talk about it. We just give a brief history of kind of what animes we like.
Oh, yeah, we'll quick.
Watch stuff. And you'll know more and more as we go through and stuff like that.
You probably could tell by what we've been talking about. Yeah. Our age.
Berserk manga, but old school Berserk anime. Like not the 2016, 2007, the original
Berserk is. I'm rewatching that one. I just rewatched it. You know what I mean?
Bloopers on there.
You have mine, right?
Yeah.
You're rewatching it.
I'm rewatching it too. The bloopers on there, hilarious. If y'all haven't listened to bloopers,
you gotta watch those bloopers.
Is that Goku?
I just like the way they built that story up, how they leveled him up, how he finally, on that scene when he goes.
I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'll let you think about this, and maybe we could talk about it on the next one. One of the hot takes, I remember who said it. It was on Twitter. They said Griffith wasn't wrong. Griffith wasn't the bad guy.
I think that's
that's a whole other story. I just want you to think about it. We can have that. I think that's a good conversation to have, but that's a long.
How you gonna leave him like that?
Argue about it in the comments.
Let us argue.
I'm gonna
about
stop
it
saying that. That's kind of annoying.
Yo.
But anyway, so Trigun, Cowboy, newer ones. Hunter.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, Hunter, Attack on Titan.
I'm trying to think of some old ones too. You know what I mean? Like
we're
big
Hakusho,
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball. Yeah. I could just
Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai was fire.
There's a ton we're missing.
Reincarnated in Slime. We like that's new.
That was a good one. I like some OP ones. One Punch Man.
Yeah, OP ones.
I like One Punch Man.
Anyways,
but yeah, I mean,
we'll talk about it when we talk about the shows and stuff when they're coming through.
Yeah, and we'll probably add some things like top 5s and you know what I mean, top 10, top 20s. We're also gonna
top million
animes. That's the goal. But yeah, that's kind of just to give you guys a feel of what we like. Again, we'll dig deeper in some of these further ones to come. That's how I'm gonna say that.
Yeah, you should not say it like that.
And then we wanted to talk about where we think anime's going. I mean, we kind of do that throughout this, but like I know with when you see like anime start to blend into video games, and you start to see people building these worlds, especially like everything going on with Fortnite right now and the what's the engine? Unreal Engine. We're really excited for that. I mean, that's gaming, but like anime bleeding over, everything's bleeding over into like it kind of looks like it's all bleeding into the same thing where you're gonna be playing a lot of this stuff and seeing these worlds through.
I also feel that you're gonna get probably in the next 10 to 15 years. You're gonna get a crazy different because you have manhwas that came through, which I think is Korean.
Yep.
You're going to see a boost to style, I think, in America as well,
and just all over the place.
Kids that have grown up because it's popular now. So kids that have grown up watching all kinds of anime, tailoring their art style towards it, tailoring their type of comedy towards it, but with a different type of look over here. I think that you're going to get some of that too, as well.
And if you didn't, go check out our motion comic.
Oh yeah.
We have our own story out that we're working on. It's slow going, but it's a cool story. We're excited for it. It's a process and it's really expensive. Go check it out. It's our motion comic. It's called Deuces Wild. It's a fun story. But yeah, also like with it getting more popular, like saying this over and over, anime's not nerdy anymore. But like as it's getting more and more popular, again, you're seeing it in the music. You're gonna start seeing more. It's one of the only untapped thing that hasn't been like put into in the Hollywood.
It's because they've tried and
they're messing it up, but that'll change.
Yeah.
As it gets more and more.
I mean,
popular.
not that there's nothing that has come out that hasn't been good based off of anime, but it's just they haven't put the right people in the parts to do it.
Right. And you'll see that change because you're gonna see a lot. Like you're seeing people do these little shorts on TikTok and YouTube that are pretty high quality, fighting scenes and things like that. That we're also getting to the point where we can make our own. Without needing, some big blockbuster.
There's some dope YouTube ones out there.
There's some dope.
I can't remember who did it, but they did a My Hero one.
Oh, that was dope.
He had the backpack.
Oh
man,
I gotta go find that.
That was cold. But there's a couple people that are content creators that are doing some dope things with that style without having that budget that they have. So
that's cool to see. And then you already in the Nerdcore side of things, you already have the musicians that are going to be down for it. They're going to want to be a part of those projects. So you see it kind of going that way anyway. And so I definitely see like when I look at media in the future, I definitely see anime. Like you're already hearing it in like even mainstream music. You're seeing a lot more artists. You're seeing athletes shouting out anime.
Mm-hmm.
This is the world when we were younger that we dreamed about, dude, because we were the only ones that watch anime.
Oh, what's the guy who plays for Detroit or played for Detroit? I can't forget his name right now. But he walked in there, had the Naruto headband on and stuff like that. That's fire to me.
Yeah, dude. And so it's cool to see more of that stuff. Just keep pushing it. Be proud of it. This is gonna be an anime world, guys. You know what I mean? That's why we do it. What's another topic?
Well, let's go. Let's do we just watched the Dragon Ball Super movie. We watched the.
You guys watch the Dragon Ball Super
the beautiful
movie?
father and son movie.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Super.
Yo, actually, I've been waiting to talk about this. This is the thing about doing reactions and doing things like this. We can't even be friends anymore.
No.
We can't even talk anymore because we're always just like, save it for the podcast, save it for the reaction. You know what I mean?
So
like,
we haven't talked.
We
watched this probably like a week ago.
Yeah.
And we haven't talked about it.
We're like, nope.
And it's been hard not to talk about it.
was.
So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
First, let's talk about the animation.
Let's talk about the animation.
So I'm gonna say, at first I didn't know how I was gonna feel about the animation when I watched the trailer. I will say the animation was kind of fire.
It was kind of fire.
It was kind of fire. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of the fire came from the action parts of it.
And that's what I was thinking too. Is like, I would say like 95% of it was perfect.
Yeah.
The action was perfect. Most of the, anytime there was good movement going on, I felt like the only thing I was talking about, and this was the only thing in the whole movie, in my opinion, was sometimes when they were just doing slight movement, camera pans.
It seemed very old school video game-ish.
That's
like, there was no it did kind of seem like
it's like it was that style was made for movement.
Yeah.
Versus just like kind of slower movement. It wasn't. That's the only thing.
And
that's a very small.
One of the dopest scenes I like when Gohan jumps out of the plane to go save his daughter and it hits the ground, boom, and the rain slows down.
There was when Krillin was jumping out the plane, and it was like that anime style for action was so cool. When Krillin jumped out, they like almost skydiving out, and like it put you in his perspective. And just we hadn't seen Dragon Ball really done like that before.
It's dope to see Gohan and Trunks even when they turned into their fat version of themselves.
Classic.
The
comedy was funny. The writing was good.
Yeah,
it brought back some nostalgia for me.
But yeah,
Piccolo's glow up.
Yeah, Piccolo glow up. Gohan's glow up.
Hey.
So
let's talk about that.
Okay, so here's the thing. Like I think at this point everybody knows that Dragon Ball was supposed to follow Gohan. And Goku wasn't supposed to come back, but Goku was just so popular.
And I like Goku.
And I love Goku. Tell him Goku. Tell him Goku.
Come in. You got a Goku pillow for the people that can't.
That can't see
chill.
But I do think that would have been a good idea to do too. But it's always hard from the standpoint of creating content that you're getting, needing revenue to keep paying back. Like
right.
Getting rid of a main character, it's hard to do.
You gotta. I mean, your whole. I mean, they've been doing. Because here's the thing: you had Dragon Ball.
Yep.
They had been doing that like,
and then deep into
before
Dragon
we
Ball
were
Z.
born?
Yeah.
Dragon Ball was like before we were born, like maybe by a little bit,
yeah,
or maybe when you
like
when you were born.
89ish, maybe.
I thought it was earlier.
It might have been
maybe
was it 85?
It was probably close, but like you're talking 35 years, 37 years or something like that. Like Goku had been the majority of that. It's hard to turn away from that.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Naruto Boruto. Just saying, Naruto to Boruto. It's hard to do that.
Yeah.
Now they could have done that better way, but that's a whole different story.
But so then people, I think you.
What you think about his transformation though?
I mean, it shows you that he's a prodigy. I mean, my guy went Ultra Instinct like. He ain't did anything else and just went Ultra Instinct like it was nothing. Right?
I like that. Didn't I hear? This might have been a rumor. I'm trying to think because there's a long. We've been watching Dragon Ball Z since the little
from the get.
And so I remember I thought I guess that was just Super Saiyan 3 and 3. They couldn't go Super Saiyan 3 if you weren't a full-blooded but that doesn't mean they can't go Ultra Instinct because that's a whole different thing.
He skipped
God mode.
Yeah, he said blue. Red, blue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Which I thought was it with him out training. Like that was kind of a leap, but I hope they explain it more. But I'm sure they will.
I think that has to do with since from the beginning,
right?
Gohan was the prodigy. Like,
right.
Obviously his power died down after the Cell tournament, but
and he never did really have to practice too much to use that burst of power. I don't remember is it just like a Brawly thing. Or like that kind of concept.
Oh, that was dope too. That they were training like Goku and Vegeta, and then Broly was.
And I'm glad that they didn't bring them in to fight.
Me too.
Like just give them that story.
Just let the dad and son do their thing.
Let the dad and son do their thing,
and y'all go off and train.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like I'm kind of interested if they, because some stories will do something like that and then they won't explain it. Just explain it for me. That's all I want in story.
Piccolo did make that comment where he was gonna drive, and he was like, "I never got my driver's license," which was hilarious.
That was funny. There was a lot of comedy in there that I really
but
liked.
like also that he's over there being a grandfather to Pan.
Yeah.
Teaching her how to do it. Like
I never liked those plush dolls. That was I mean that was cool seeing the family dynamic and how it would become after time.
Yeah.
It just felt like when I was watching it, I was so much more in the world, which I've been wanting for, because Dragon Ball Z was doing its own thing. It never really felt like your standard anime that followed it.
Yeah.
Or that was around it. It always felt like its own thing. It almost felt I don't know. It was different like that, which because it was also doing its own thing, but it seems to be kind of blending a good mix of what it was and kind of some other things that you got from anime. They slow down. It's not just shaking the head, you know what I mean, to dodge. Like you're seeing the dodge, you're seeing the movement.
Yeah.
You're getting into the anime, the character's head. They didn't really do that as much, in the old school Dragon Ball Z. And so it was cool for me, bro.
I enjoyed it.
What do you rate it out of 10, Daniel? Hit him with it.
Hit
him with it.
I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it 8 out of 10.
8?
Yeah, 8. 8. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Just because what I wanted. Movies are hard. Anime movies are hard because when I'm watching the show, I can get so much more information.
Right.
So
but you have to rate it based off a movie, though.
It's hard for me to do because I do like the movie. I mean, to me, I enjoyed it more than like Battle of Gods and stuff like that. It's been my favorite one for a while.
This might help too. Is like, what anime movie would you rate above it, or would you rate higher? You think? Because here's the thing we got to remember about 8s. 8s are good. You know what I mean? 5 is an average movie, which doesn't mean bad. It just means it's a standard movie. 6 is above average. 7's above average. So 8's like pretty excellent movie.
I would have to look and see. I can't think of any off my top.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Because there's not a ton of like just anime movies popping off all
Dragon
the time.
Ball has a ton of them. I mean, Naruto has some too.
Naruto.
I'd have to think about it.
I mean, when I'm thinking about most of the movies I've seen, like, and I'm not a huge anime movie watcher either. I need to get into more of them, but it's like I definitely am into the anime more, because they don't get as much story into it.
I mean, Broly was dope. The last one like that,
but
that was like. I would put this over the Broly one because the dopest thing was the fighting. And was fire,
or at most I'd put them pretty even. But I mean, the anime and it was so much more into the world. I have to think about that a little bit more. What'd you guys think about it?
What did you rate it?
Oh yeah, a 1. No, I'm just kidding.
Try to duck that.
No,
try to duck those bullets, bruh.
Because I don't watch a ton of anime movies, and there's probably just a lot I'm just not thinking about. I was gonna go 9. Out of movies I've seen, I think it's one of the best animated movies that I like. That could be some nostalgia talking, whatever. But
I would have to think about other ones that I've seen.
I'm interested. If you guys let us know, comment down below. I'm saying it different because Daniel said that was cringe. That's a job we're influencers.
That's still cringe.
But yeah, I mean, I love that movie. What do you guys think about it? What do you guys rate it? Going from that, let's go right into like our thoughts on the One Piece movie coming up, and that's gonna get us a little bit more into animes made into real life action movies, which is an interesting topic.
Yeah,
because the thing I'd say I'm excited for. I think we're right on the cusp of starting to see
somebody's gonna do it.
Right,
somebody's going.
You had Cowboy Bebop, which a lot of people didn't like, but think about Cowboy Bebop. It was the closest to anything out there.
And I don't think people didn't like. I think Cowboy Bebop could have did some things better.
Right.
But you're right. It was on the right path.
It's leveling up. Death Note was garbage how they told the story, but as far as like the looks, it leveled up.
Death Note. If they weren't the same character names and they just named them different people and threw them in that world, would have been better.
Right.
Because then you would have had because it wasn't.
It's a different character.
Idea, because I do think Willem Dafoe did a great job.
He did. That was the only good part.
think dude that played L did a good job as well. Too. But if they would have just switched it up a little bit, I would have been more like.
They were so close.
Yeah, and it was filmed good.
And
it was filmed nice.
I'll say about the Cowboy really quick. And I said One Piece movie, but it's gonna be like a show. But like the Cowboy Bebop, I liked it. It didn't stack up per se with. I think they could have done it different, a little bit closer than anything else.
It's hard when the show,
but it did. But I still was engaged in the story all the way through.
So here's the thing: it's hard when you're doing such an iconic show. That's why
You're almost better to take some, little no-namers.
Yes.
First.
So doing doing Dragon Ball movie, doing One Piece, that's going to be a lot of pressure on that. Doing Death Note, doing
that's tough.
Doing which one you just said?
One Piece? Oh, Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop. Like those are like people love those. So it's like you have to be perfect on those. Like you have to be perfect, right? And again, they're trying to condense things that are done in 24 plus episodes.
That's the thing. I think the most problem is it's not even so much.
It's hard to do pacing.
It gets into the story versus the anime.
Yep, it's hard to pacing.
People can look past a little. Oh, the CGI wasn't perfect, but that story was amazing. Especially when it comes to anime to real life action. Mm-hmm. But the problem, I am also nervous at the same time with One Piece because I do think it could be the one because it's the biggest anime.
Mm-hmm. But it's also the biggest anime.
But it's also the weirdest. The characters are the weirdest.
That is
It's like,
true.
So do you take away the weirdest characters or do you put more money in the CGI? Does it have enough? I haven't looked at the budget behind it.
I didn't even think about that.
Even the main character's a rubber man who has to stretch. Like, you automatically have to make sure the CGI is good, or how are you going to do it? So I'm nervous, but I think we are on the cusp of seeing some great things.
Yeah.
And because it's One Piece, I would imagine that they don't want to
Yu
mess this one up.
too.
That one I'm more nervous for. I'll be honest with you.
We'll see. We'll see.
But
who
I
does
think
it
that's
first.
a smarter one to do. It's an older anime.
Yep.
You can get some people into it. If you mess it up, no, that's tough. So
you got to get some of those like.
For all the millions of people watching this and all the famous people out there that are part of this project listening to this,
all of them,
you guys got to do these right. Just get the story right. Right?
That's it.
Just get the story right, bro. Move it in a better direction. This is going to be an anime world. Don't half-ass. What else?
This like these two, we say this on Nerdcore and anime. We're probably spending most of our time in, just because that's where we be at all the time.
This is a good one.
Long anime versus short anime.
Yeah. It kind of ties into exactly what we were talking about with. They try to condense it into. It's a little different, but they try to condense a movie into the same. They try to condense a show into the length of a movie is tough.
So when I say long anime versus short anime, right? I'm thinking of like, you had the original Trigun, you had Cowboy Bebop, 24 episodes or 26 episodes, nothing crazy. There's a lot of shows like that. And a lot of times those are like the critically acclaimed ones or the shorter ones because it's easier, I think, for people to digest that.
They can watch it real quick.
The problem, I think, that you run it, and this is selfishness, I think, for just people. You just want to see more of the story, right?
Right.
The issue that happens is,
but then it gets a hate.
Yeah, the issue that happens is that you hit a lot of slow parts. You hit things that get dragged on longer than it should be.
You have more of a chance for for things not to hit for you, and then it takes down the like if you're rating it takes down a point because this arc didn't hit right for me, so now I didn't maybe like it, or especially if it's the last one you watched, now you hate it. You know what I mean, or something.
So like when I say that, when I'm looking at long anime versus short anime, schlong anime.
Boy, he said schlong anime.
Long, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at. I'm just looking at like you just get. It's like how I feel, and this is jumping off how I feel about TV shows. I don't think TV shows should be 24 episodes long. I think TV shows should be 9 to 12 episodes long. An hour long, they put the money into it.
There's something to just short and sweet tell
because
the story.
When you're dragging the show on, it can get to parts where you're
money gets involved.
Yeah.
Money gets involved and you just want to keep.
But just imagine if you take these shows and you condense certain shows down, like the quality you can get too, right?
Right.
Anime is a little different because they do actually put a little bit of quality even in their longer ones, but. You put it 12 episodes, you can put a nicer budget behind it. Same thing with TV shows. Like if you take a show, for instance, The Flash on the CW, right? And you take that from 20 plus episodes to 10 episodes and you put that same amount of budget in there, you can probably build something a little better. Right. You can probably make the script where it doesn't sound crazy by the time you get to the 22nd episode.
And you got to know too, like when you have to look at all aspects of it, like a lot of times anime is just to sell the manga more. And so only is it going to continue if it's doing really well.
Right.
And then if it does really well, you get this whole different of like filler approach and trying to milk the cow more than you need to. And so like there's that level of it. And again, because we go at things not so critically, We go at things looking at the positive. We're usually looking into a lot, like, why is this happening? Okay, hey, I know anime does this because of this, and so you got to look at that stuff with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like, that's why it's tough to, when you're doing like your top 10, top 20 to rate, because you're always thinking, oh, that one didn't finish, this one didn't finish. And in some ways, I want to look at, instead of a top 20 anime, it's hard for me to look at. I want to look at the top anime story and then see the whole story and then rate it. In my opinion, and you got, especially when the business is so much like.
And
the
hard thing is, you got to longer shows. You got to forgive some things for that you might not forgive in a shorter show.
Drop if you're rating it, drop the filler out. You know what I mean? Like, do some. You know what I mean? Like, base it off the canon. Kind of thing. Like, I think when you like, if we ever do a top 10, not that we will do, we might just say just anime. But I would say if it was an anime, take the story into consideration, take the filler out, and then base it off of that. And then do that off the story, because that's how the business market was for so long. And because it wasn't as popular, it wasn't getting created, we're starting to see that change as it gets more popular.
And now though, I think a lot of times you see such a big gap between animes being released instead of them feeling like Attack on Titan's one of those, right? So you have like years in between before you have another anime, and so you don't get those random fillers. And some people might like that, some people don't. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, I mean, I think we went over that enough. You know, we definitely want to hear you guys' input on all these things. You know what I mean? And so, one thing, we'll do this next one. We'll do this on the next one. But we're thinking about going through the Crunchyroll Awards and giving our input and breaking that down. Maybe that'll be its own video. Maybe that'll be on the next podcast.
We'll see. We will.
And then I think we can tie the last little anime spot. It would be like Demon Slayer releasing a movie. Where it kind of gives like the breakdown, and then a little bit of new content, and we can kind of go that with also splitting up seasons. We can kind of put those two together.
Okay, so
explain what we're talking about.
So Demon Slayer released a movie. It was pretty much the
Dragon Ball Super did this too.
A second season with a little bit of extra. I didn't watch it. I was just told that. That's why I didn't go watch it. So I don't think that's a bad thing if you're marketing it as that. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying this is what it is, right? But it comes to a point like,
do I just
why
skip
are
it?
You doing that?
Yeah,
like why would you release that? So Dragon Ball did it with Dragon Ball Super. So they did they came back, and I think that's because they didn't know exactly what they were going to do, if they were going to continue an anime or not. Right. But both Dragon Ball Super movies that dropped did very well. So then they created the season. But they put the two movies and just expanded them out for like 24 episodes, right? And the animation was garbage at the beginning of Super, right? But they dragged that whole thing out of the movies you already watched,
it's
right?
One thing if they went way more into detail and gave you some extra stuff, but it felt like
they tried to do that, but it just wasn't enough to. And then the animation was garbage.
It just. I think they could do it, just do better. You know, it's like the filler concept. Just do better. Just do better.
Do better.
Anime creators.
But yeah, with that's all it was for that. And then splitting the seasons up, this is a hard thing. It's happening a lot. Like
they'll do like 12 episodes.
It's even happening with TV shows. The show You, like they split up the last season, they split it in parts. Like this whole thing of taking a already short show, like 12 episode show.
And I haven't looked into I haven't thought into why they would.
And
do
then they split it up. I don't know if that's.
Like, are they just trying to get something out?
I think that has to be. They have to be trying to get it out.
Dying so quick.
Try to get it out so they can keep people engaged and wanting to watch it. There has to be something.
I'd have to think about that a little bit more.
But it reminds me of, and I used to collect anime movies and shows and stuff. Remember we used to collect that back in the day?
Oh yeah.
And they would do that. They would release, and if y'all collected that stuff,
bro, that was the worst.
You're talking about $70 for half a season of a show. Sometimes
and then you have
more
to buy
than
the
that.
whole box set.
Sometimes more than that, and it was just like and they tried to throw things in there that would be like, oh, these are collector things and that type of stuff. But I'm like, I'm just trying to watch. I want access to the show, you know. And
things is changing, but that's okay.
Yeah, but now we can watch everything online. So.
I think anime's popping off. Mm-hmm. Is people are liking it more. It's becoming a more popular thing. There's so much growth for it. You got growing pains.
Yeah, true.
And that's gonna happen. You're gonna get people that just want to get their fingers in it just to make some money, just to eat off of it. Get that easy bag like DPS and Game Boy. Just coming in here to get the easy bag.
That easy bag.
No, but like I think it's gonna go through some growing pains. Oh my goodness, what am I trying to say? Growing pains.
There you go.
But like that's gonna happen. I mean, I think that's a sign of it getting bigger and bigger. We got to look at things like that. We can't just beat things up, because if you become an enemy of anime, anything, you ain't helping. You know what I'm saying? So let's support these people. You know what I'm saying? So that's our anime segment. You know, we want your feedback again. Let us know. Did you guys like our format?
And then, like,
what do you think about it, baby?
Next time we'll probably be talking about a couple shows. Like, we're watching. He's gonna finish Blue Lock.
Yep.
We're going through Record of Ragnarok right now too, and we're gonna give our opinions on the battles. You know what I'm saying? Who
that shows?
Where we put that? So
it reminds me of Baki.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll do things like that. So
we'll get in this next section. We're probably not gonna spend as much time on this. This time, as much as we maybe will, again, after your feedback and kind of getting more topics, gaming and technology, gaming, kind of what's going on. Like we said, we're really excited for the new things that are happening in gaming. We want to get our hands involved in a lot of the things, and so hopefully you'll see stuff from us in that aspect.
Facts.
But it isn't our very first. I mean, the gaming channel is a huge priority, but sometimes it unfortunately takes the back burner. But I hope that changes going into this year.
Yeah, buddy.
So, thinking about gaming and technology, what's our hot take, Daniel, for gaming and technology?
Yub Nub McScrub said most games that are 30 hours or less are better than 100-hour games or games as a service. They are more well thought out. Pacing is more intuitive and natural, I find. Also, crafted levels will always be better than an open world.
So here's what's tough about this. It kind of goes to the short anime, long anime, but it also goes to, how do you say it at the beginning? The 30-hour games are what?
30 hours or less are better than 100-hour games.
That's my only problem with it. They're sometimes better because it just depends on how good the game is, you know. Yeah. But like, I can see what he's saying. So anything you spend, it's less time. You can spend more time on like getting that perfect.
I also think that is where you are in your life.
How much you want to grind. Some people like that grind or something.
Because as I've gotten older, like, you definitely get more bang for your buck generally when a game is that long, right? When you're spending that much, means you spent $60, right, and maybe bought some DLC and some stuff like that, but you got a game you play for 100+ hours. That's a pretty good deal, right? But you pay the same amount, like, for instance, like God of War or Uncharted or Last of Us, and you can beat the game in like 10 to 12 hours, right? I mean, you can grind and do all the side missions maybe 20 hours, right? So there's not as bang for your buck in that aspect,
right? But
you do get a crafted story. You get a good crafted story, and you're following along. And I think that comes with story driven versus not story driven too. So,
and I think you should be prepared when you're going for a long game, because most long games are going to be long games because like you're grinding out some things. They're trying to really show you the world.
I'm over 100 hours in Persona 5, and I'm not done yet.
That's crazy. But so, like, for example, take that one. Are you enjoying the 100 hours, or are there some times where you're like,
to me, I think it's a great game. I think it's a great game. And I think it's just for me, time wise, it's not that it's not a great game. It's the time where, like, watching anime, you know, still got to do my family stuff, got to work my job. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take his side because of how my gaming is these days, where it's like I typically don't have time to play a 100-hour game.
When we were growing up, and this can lead to like nostalgia.
I wanted that game to never end.
Oh yeah, we bought. Remember when we bought Final Fantasy VIII?
Dude,
we bought Final Fantasy VIII when we were young. We played Final Fantasy VII. Loved the game. We bought Final Fantasy VIII. We lived in North Carolina at the time, and we bought the PlayStation, but we didn't have a memory card. So what we did is we turned it on. We beat through the whole first disc in one night.
And then just had to go to bed.
We had to go to bed. We had to go to school the next day. And we were going to get a memory card the next day.
Yep.
And we go to school. We leave the game on. We go to school. We come back. And our aunt, we love her to death. Juju. We love her to death. She had no idea.
She only lost 1 point because of this.
Yeah, she turned off the game.
She turned off the game,
and we lost like 10 hours of time. But because we
enjoyed controller right there,
because we were young and we had the time, we enjoyed it. We replayed it again.
We just ran through it.
We knew what we were doing at that point. You know what I mean? We became experts.
That was crazy. I wonder how far we could have got
back in the day when you had to switch
Final
disc.
Fantasy VIII. Yeah,
switching discs, man,
Dude.
That was crazy.
But I'm trying to think how far we could have got. I'm trying to think of who would have probably got us in that game. Only one I remember being really hard was the very last like sorceress fight.
Oh yeah.
But I don't remember some of the fights before that probably could have killed us. There's a couple we probably wouldn't have made it through without saving, but we got really far.
Well, the other crazy thing is, and this is just rolling on to nostalgia and like games like that. So back in the day, because we are old, finishing a game, you didn't know nothing about it.
I know.
There was
especially because we were poor too, so it's not like we just had internet access or rich friends that had.
And it was dial up at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all again. To my old people out there, all 6 of you guys.
You know what I'm saying? There's only a few of us left.
The rest are
fossils.
It was dial-up took forever. Like it would take. I get impatient if my internet takes 5 seconds.
My phone
to load
takes
something
5 seconds. I'm like,
back in the day, you had to wait 20-30 minutes for
what y'all know about
buffering.
Buffering. This ain't a buffet.
People's internet still buffer in
I know,
rural areas, but it's very rare. It's very rare.
But yeah, it's whole, and we talk about this a lot. Like with gaming, like you said, maybe you'd go over somebody's house like once a year that had like something. They're like, "Yo, my cousin told me about all the moves in Killer Instinct." You know what I mean? They're teaching you how to do all the moves. You got to figure it out,
or figure out how to do the fatalities and stuff, and Mortal Kombat and stuff.
Like, and so, or you get a printout, like, "Hey, print me out. You got a printer, bro?
You got a
print me out. Print me out the commands for Street Fighter." You know what I mean? Like, and then there's times I'll go back and play like Final Fantasy VIII. Or I got a better one for you. There's time I went back and played Digimon.
Oh my!
Remember
God.
Digimon?
PlayStation 1 Digimon.
PlayStation 1. First off, that game's like $400 if you find it brand new.
It's hard.
It's hard to find, and I can't beat that game with cheat codes, my guy. I've literally put on every cheat code in this
Digimon will
heart.
poop every 5 seconds.
How did we beat games back in the day? It's just over and over. It's all we did.
Oh, I got a crazy story to tell you.
Let's hear it.
It was
stories.
If y'all played Metal Gear Solid, it was the one on PlayStation 1.
Dude.
Anyways, you fight Praying Mantis or the Psycho Mantis guy, and he would be throwing stuff at you. Well, in there, cause I was stupid and I didn't read what it says. Well, I'm still not all there. Mama said I'll be all right.
Mama lied.
Inside of the thing, it tells you he says something about switching the controllers, right? So then you can beat them easy, right?
Oh man,
I missed that part totally, right?
If you were skipping through trying not to read and stuff like that,
I spent over an hour to beat him without switching the controller, right? So he would do the same type of move. I had to figure out how his moves went. But I would go through his thing. It'd take like maybe 45 seconds to a minute of him doing his thing.
You guys remember this
fight?
Up
Up and I shoot him. Pow, pow, pow. Get like 2 shots off. And then I have to follow the thing, the pattern again to then shoot him again.
I've done that too.
I remember going to school and I was talking to somebody. I was like, dude, that dude was the hardest guy. I wanted to quit so many times. He's like, what? You just had to switch the controllers over.
And then you beat him like that.
I was mad.
Dude, I got 2 quick stories. Mine be quicker than Daniel's long. No worry. No, I'm just kidding. That was a good one. I liked it. No, so one has to kind of do with that one is, and this was even with the newer game when you get lazy. And like, so like I think it was Final Fantasy 12 was the weird one, right? With the weird battle system. It must have been 13 with the girl, Lightning.
13 was Lightning, yeah.
13 was Lightning. So some games you have to use a strategy to beat certain guys. Like you have to use it. Like sometimes I'll get lazy, and a lot of games I'll be just good at or something, and learn how to just OP my main character, get him just hitting, make sure he doesn't die, whatever, he or she, whatever. And 13 wasn't one of those games. You really had to use the battle system to its complete the complete way to use it or whatever. I can't remember the battle system that way, but I remember playing some guy and getting to that guy, and I was also at a bad save spot to where it wasn't a spot where you could really go back and grind and get what you needed to get in order to like save up enough to get this guy. So it was another situation where I had to just like get really creative, switch up the battle system completely, learn it later in the game because I skipped the stupid tutorial because I was like, nah, I'm good. And so like, yo, that's an interesting conversation on how that happens, how it used to be. But then the second one that I think you remember how back in the day there might be one dude early on in the story. Sometimes you couldn't even get back to him. They would tell you in the dialogue, and then they put it like you got to go to this village and be in green. If you didn't remember where that was, and you like got a ship, And Final you don't Fantasy remember who. Like you couldn't put the game down and go away for 2 months.
Yep.
And know where to go.
Final Fantasy 1 did that,
bro.
I went back. I didn't play that when that came out. I played that later on, right? So I started. It was like on the PSP, I think. I started playing it and then I put it down, and I picked it back up a couple months later, and I started playing it, and I was like lost. And in Final Fantasy 1 and 2, you fight every 2 seconds. Dude, and I was just getting so mad because I rode around the boat for like
you step and then that cutscene. I used to hate that glass shattering.
Oh, God. Anyways,
hey, let's go into what we're excited about, and then we can move on to the next thing, and then wrap this up because it's been a blast.
Yeah.
So I just want to talk about some things we're excited for in gaming. Starting off with Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild 2.
And you know what I mean? If you from, you know, where we from, it's Breath of the Wild.
Breath with an F, you know?
And don't forget it.
Your breath be kicking, bro.
You know, I think that's going to be one we stream on the gaming side, so if you don't follow us there, we'll probably be streaming that. Maybe we'll just do something fun like a
huge Zelda fan.
Maybe not. We're too old to do 24-hour streams.
Yeah,
maybe
12,
we'll, maybe 12. We won't. We do like 12, you know what I mean?
12 hours.
But
yeah, no, we're huge Zelda fans. I've played almost all Zelda games.
Yep. Pretty much.
I love my favorite Zelda game is Link to the Past, Super Nintendo Zelda. I play that game. Ocarina
of Time for me.
Ocarina of Time, I understand that's most people's favorite, but from Zelda, like
Link to the Past was good.
Has a place. Link to the Past has a place in my heart. I play that all the time. I've tried to practice speed running that game. Like I just like, you know what I'm saying?
It's a good game.
Great.
I mean, I really like them all. The one I don't play the most or as much, but I love going back just play the first level. It's just the Link. The old school, you know, Link, when they just call it Link, like that's just it's so different though. But I remember those games back in that gives me so much nostalgia playing that game because I remember Rambo games, running through the forest, side screens, scrolling. I love that.
NES days,
it's weird too. It like warps me back to a way that it makes me feel weird. I can't even play it that long because it's like I feel like a kid again when I play those sorts of games.
The nostalgia is too strong.
It's like and we grew up like. Technology's been moving so fast since we were young that it's like we also didn't get a ton of time to play each thing before the next thing was moving on to.
And we always had our consoles late. Yeah. Like we when the 64 was out, we got the Super Nintendo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
GameCube was out, we got the 64. It's just how that worked.
But yeah, Breath of the Wild, I've heard hit or miss with it. I've heard mainly good things. It seemed when I first saw it, it seemed like overall it was like just a patch to the game again. Graphics look cooler. They gave some islands of like
I guess there's a lot of stuff in the
that
sky.
Is probably what's gonna really save it.
And then there's new moves apparently and stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll have to check that out.
And
then Final Fantasy 16.
And then Final Fantasy 16. We'll probably be doing some sort of stream.
Yeah.
We used to do a stream where we'd like do like a long 24-hour stream, and then we like make a food that had to do was like themed around the game. We'd make a drink.
We made it. What Final Fantasy did we play? Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah,
we did a 24-hour. I mean, it wasn't was it a stream? We didn't stream it. We were just hanging out.
Yeah, that one.
But we made a drink.
It was called Phoenix Down.
We called it Phoenix Down, and we found this like Phoenix vodka or whatever.
But it had to revive you, and so we did Gatorade.
Yeah.
We did like Sprite, all the things that like quench your thirst kind of thing, but also had like some Phoenix Down vodka or something like that. It's kind of cool. Drink responsibly, kids.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, those are the two. We'll stick with those ones because those are the ones we're really passionate about, and those ones you'll probably see us play here in the future. And so we'll move to. Let's hit them. Let's hit them with a little bit of movies and TV. Again, if you guys like to hear, if you guys are going, hey, I want to hear a little bit more in that genre. Just let us know what you want to hear about. Give us some topics because as we have
we're
topics
about
from you guys,
entertainment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, we've always watched movies, listen to music, play games. I mean, that's just we were 90s babies.
Yeah, we really did. And like I think you got a hot take, don't you?
Yeah,
hot takes with
right
Daniel.
There. It's right there.
I know. I was trying to trick him like I remembered.
So one of the ones we found. Hot takes are fun. It's fun for people to be like
starts a conversation.
This person said 90s and I was 5 in the beginning of the 90s. Jerry was 3. So a lot of us growing up as kids and teenagers,
I could have been older.
Was in the 90s, right? But he says 90s was the worst decade for movies since the 30s, which I mean
I will say with this hot take, I don't know a lot in the 30s. I mean, like, here's the thing, like, because, yeah, I mean, 30s is tough because I don't know much, so I don't know how.
But
they're
saying there's pretty much 60 years. No, and this was done. They posted this 2 years ago,
and then you're stacking that against the 90s, bro.
Yeah, they're saying
the 90s were good.
Okay, so I brought
how much of this? How much of this? Give us information. How much do you think this is nostalgia because we were at that age? Versus, I think it was fire movies then. So maybe this person's just tripping.
Yeah, but but you're also saying, say it's nostalgia. You're also saying 80s or 70s music is still kind of holding up the same. Like,
well, it's not holding up the same. It's not like people are just, but it comes back. Like, did it come back? Did it go into the future? A lot of the movies, I think, in the 90s, and we'll go through a few, I think they actually did carry on or remade or, you know what I mean? And that doesn't happen as much as it used to. No. And definitely, I'm not seeing nothing from the 30s, I don't think. Let us know if we're wrong. Maybe there's some remakes that we're not thinking about.
So I'm gonna go through some. We're
okay,
gonna find something. We go through. You had Blade that came out in 1998.
Blade was fire.
Blade saved
My man
Marvel.
Just
Blade
cut up
saved Marvel.
everybody.
You had Iron Giant come out.
Which they might be coming out with another Blade, right?
They are.
Cool.
They are. Iron Giant.
Giant was good. That was an early movie that like kind of shaped, I think, a lot of movies like that. You know what I mean?
Great movie.
Boom.
The Sixth Sense.
Mr. Who
Come
said
on.
this? Sixth Sense? Come on.
The Sixth Sense.
Bro.
Changed how people do twisted endings.
People still love that.
Men in Black, Mission Impossible,
Come
Spawn.
on.
There's a movie called The
Spawn
Game.
Looked garbage, but that was a good show.
It doesn't hold up as well. But
movie.
The Game. There's a
if
movie
you
called
didn't see
The Game.
Go watch it. You can watch it right now. That's a good one.
The Alien.
Alien was
Resurrection. That was
These are movies that blew my mind.
The Truman Show.
Truman Show.
One of Jim
Carrey.
Carrey's.
I call him Jimmy.
Seven with
oh my goodness.
Seven with Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt.
What's in the box?
Yeah. Wild Wild West.
I'm
joking. But Man in Black did come out.
Yeah.
Man in Black
Wild
came
West
out.
was garbage.
The original Mummy, which was fire.
Mummy was good. I saw that with my mommy.
Fifth Element, one of my favorite movies.
Come on.
Total Recall, Waterworld, which is one of the worst movies. So
hold up. I like Waterworld.
Rush Hour.
I like Waterworld, even though it was garbage. Okay. But I like Waterworld. I just like it. So there's certain.
You like a world full of water?
Show me a world full of water. I mean, that's basically what
we are.
Are you thirsty?
Earth,
pretty much.
Are you thirsty?
Maybe.
You talking?
No. To me, it just put me in that world.
That's about Wind Waker the movie.
It wasn't great. Huh?
You talking Wind Waker the movie?
Yeah. No, it was. I thought the concept was cool, but it wasn't done well. Okay, give him
your other favorite movie, Starship Troopers.
And then a Cyborg. Those are just Starship Trooper was good.
Starship Trooper was good,
but I watched Cyborg.
The
with
Green
John Holiday.
Mile.
They trip. This guy's
oh
tripping.
My god! I'm like, and it could be nostalgia.
Are we wrong?
Y'all tell us. Braveheart.
Are we wrong?
Good Will Hunting.
Braveheart. Good Will Hunting.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
I know, man.
No, it's not your fault.
I know, man.
It's not your fault.
I know, man.
It's not your fault.
I know, man.
It's not your fault.
What y'all know about that? What?
Yeah. Anyways, just let us. If you.
Are we wrong? There was some bangers.
In
my opinion,
Forrest
some of the best
Gump.
movies. Then Matrix come out in like 99.
Matrix came out, I think, in 99.
Matrix.
Man. Anyways,
all right, whatever.
Anyways, that's hot. That's too hot.
That's a hot take. What else, man? I think we've gone over this a little bit, so this might be a good one to jump into. But guy said comparing books to movies is stupid. They're different mediums, so inevitably things end up changing, added or removed. First, you can't take something long, make it shorter, and not change it. You have to find the way to do it right. You know what I'm saying? And so,
which I understand, and this again goes back to the movies and stuff like Dragon Ball being a movie and stuff like that. I understand that it's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's
because
really
you're
hard.
condensing an idea or a showdown in enough time to tell that story, but also be.
I got two examples. You got the TikTok era, or what was the one before TikTok when they started it? The first TikTok, short video formats was just like 10 seconds.
Vine.
And then, but also this, when you see some of these ciphers that we do in Nerdcore, they did the nerd out gaming one where they had like 2 bars. Short. But even still, when you take like a short amount where people got like 4 bars in a cipher, you have to just get more creative. You have to be able to tell a story in a way. You have to get what is the root of this story and at least tell that. And you honestly have to just take a piece of it, in my opinion. Quit trying to tell the whole story. take it from a certain spot, maybe do a flashback that just kind of recalls on some important things. You don't have to try to speed the story through and start from the beginning. That's how I think it should be done, to do it the most creative way. But there's also more creative ways I'm not even thinking about.
I do think comparing the books to movies is hard, right? Because you do have to get rid of some things. That's why I do think a lot of times.
I just don't think it should be done most of the time.
I think a lot of times when you're taking big, long books, TV shows,
which
is
you're
the way to
more
go.
Often.
Yeah, you're starting to see more often.
It's cool.
Because you just can get more information in a time period than you can in a movie.
And
unless you're like the Lord of the Rings extended cut, like 6.5 hours
4-hour
long.
movies, 3 of them, you know what I mean? Like, not everybody can do that.
Yeah. No,
and nobody, I don't think anybody anymore wants to watch 4-hour long movies anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the most part, only your diehards are wanting to do that. But I don't know, man. You guys let us know too, man. What do you guys like about that? Do you think this person is right or wrong? But just to close it out, as far as movies go, what did we just watch? Ant-Man.
Yeah, we watched that together, and we watched Puss in Boots. Puss in Boots is Creed. Oh, I watched Creed 3, which I thought was dope. They do some dope fighting in that. I think he takes some liberty with some cool things. And he does say this like
because he was writer in that, right?
Yes, I think he helped.
Did he write all of them, or was this just the first one?
No, I think this
seemed
the first
like
one
he was more involved with this one.
I think that he was more involved in this one.
And he's good. I saw that he's done other movies that I really like.
But like they had this cool fight scene at the end, which was different than normal that you wouldn't expect, but does give a very anime feel type to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was done well. I think that Michael B. Jordan did a good job at it, and I think Jonathan Major did.
I'm excited to see his future, even going into his as he gets older, see how he can do.
But we both watched Ant-Man together.
Yeah. Ant-Man was good.
Ant-Man was good.
It's just a good story. It's not like, to me, like the best, like Marvel kind of thing. It's not like my most favorite.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun story. The actors and actresses are just fun. It's just fun.
The idea of the quantum realm is dope too.
I think they could have gone a little bit further without, like, I know you don't want to. People don't even know what people studying the quantum, physics and stuff like that don't know what they're looking at per se. You got to be able to tell it to where it's digested, right?
Yeah.
But I think they could have dug in deeper. Mm-hmm. Maybe they will in some of the other ones. But like go into like, I mean, it was still smarter than I could think. You know what I mean?
Well,
but I'm interested to see what they do with the next one. With how they
Marvel's kind of, in my opinion, at this point of kind of like shaking things up and kind of figuring out where they want to go and how they want to play things out. Because there was a huge switch obviously after you have all the main movies and the climax of Endgame. Then it's kind of like, okay, where are we going to go from here? And I do think that they started putting out a lot of stuff, which was sometimes we ask for wanting more, but sometimes more is not good,
right?
Because you can just get lost in the amount of content that there is out there, and then you can miss things, you can miss connections, you can miss things like that. So sometimes if they do that too much, it can get kind of crazy. So hopefully they can like zone it in a little bit more.
You have to make it, like, especially Marvel, like they're trying to make it accessible for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we'll see. I mean, because people got to also realize they're balancing. It's a job, right? So they're balancing the money that they got to bring in for their company, but also at the same time pleasing the fans and stuff that are doing it. So that is a hard balance to do. And if it's not working, you got to shake it up and try something different. Because again, to please the people up here, you do need to please the fans over here, right? So
yeah, overall it's cool. I probably say it's 7.5 for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on
around
that.
There, you know what I mean?
But
still
Puss
good.
in Boots though.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots is probably one of the best animation movies I've seen in a long.
That's for sure a 9.
Time.
That's for sure a 9.
We've talked about this a couple of times on our Nerdcore reactions because people have done Puss in Boots and stuff like that. But I remember I was looking on
everything about that was good
on YouTube, and some random thumbnail came up, and this person was like, "I was told to watch Puss in Boots."
I know, and then I heard it from like 3
with
people.
like a question mark. And
from people I wouldn't expect it. Daniel was one.
And I watched like 2 minutes of it, and he was like,
Puss in Boots.
He was like, yeah, they said this. I thought they were tripping. I watched it, and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, I stopped it. I said, you know what? I'm going to watch the movie.
That was a good movie.
Whew.
Dude,
they weren't lying.
The comedy, the moral of the story.
The animation, dude, the acting.
The action.
The funny, the jokes in there.
And that action had an anime style, too. Yep. And so you're starting to see it.
Yep. And it was just so well done that I was shocked.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're here, especially for the Nerdcore stuff, a lot of people are using Death as a character reference.
He was a
dope
character. He was a dope character.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire.
They did a good job telling that story.
Good. If you have not watched Puss in Boots,
you gotta watch. I don't care who you are. If you
go
think
watch
you're a little
it.
gangster,
Gangsters
need to watch it.
Grab your gang, bro, and y'all have a movie night. Get some popcorn.
Get that blick.
You get
Put
the
it
blick
on
and
the
some
lap,
popcorn,
like boom,
man.
and some whiskey.
You might shed a tear.
No, for kids, adults, it was. I mean, that's 9 or up. I mean, I didn't think about it too deep, but if I was rating off the top of my head, for sure 9.
Yeah, that's a 9.5 for me. That was almost perfect movie.
Yeah, yeah. It could have even been a little bit longer. Though, the reason why it's only a 9.5 for me, because I wish they would have made his whole head, out of control, or his whole body mangy instead of just the beard.
When he was at the thing, when he
didn't
house.
shave for a while, yeah. Because I thought it would have been like, because you know what when they do that makeover on the character when he's like all rough and scruffy, and then they finally give him the makeover and you get to see him again, he's clean again, you're like, yeah, that's a look. I feel like the beard was too like by itself versus like taking him back to the character that he was.
Well, I just even thinking about it now, that just the concept of like, so you have a cat with 9 lives on his last 9 life, and he's running from death, right? He finally can get scared because his whole time he wasn't thinking about it, right? Like
took it for
but that's that, you know what I'm saying? It just makes you think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you taking for granted? How are you moving? What are you doing? Like,
it was good.
Some good morals, some good ideas in there. If you haven't watched
go watch it.
Go watch
it.
So
we'll probably categorize this stuff more, get it honed down, more organized, right? It's like, so we can have different sections where you say like, hey, our recommendations, this is what we rated, this is why we rate it, some things like that. We just wanted to talk to you guys about all these things, show you guys what we're into. So we're gonna close it with some questions that we got from our Discord. We gave them first chance for questions. If you guys want questions, if you want to ask something about each section, we're gonna pull from Discord first.
Yes.
But you can leave them in the comments below if you're on YouTube or anything like that. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, whatever you follow us on.
Yeah, we'll
pull from those, especially if they're really interesting. But we're pulling from
some questions. And thank you for watching the podcast or listening. It's probably going to be easier to listen to because I think podcasts tend to be long. Yeah. And again,
we might cut these, but we might just not, especially at first.
We'll see.
And then some of these we might, if we have plans to get to it or it's longer because this is just kind of closing out. I would say this is a little rapid fire for the most part.
Yeah.
So first one, this one's kind of, maybe we could have put this in technology, but it was a question about okay, who gave us this one? Noel the Owl.
Shout out. He's in our Discord, always showing love.
These are all from Discord. And yeah, we appreciate it.
He had a question on what we thought about this technology. I haven't looked at it yet.
He has top 7. It says 7 top trends in transportation technology.
I mean, so I got an electric scooter, which I love. Me and my daughter go riding that all the time.
Right.
But first time I really rode an electric scooter because they have them everywhere down in Portland,
like Seattle,
Seattle area.
But it also rains a lot here, so it's not a super popular thing here.
We were at the Rustis show, and after we walked with Rustis to his hotel, just talking or whatever. We then had been a little bit tipsy, and we just grabbed the scooter and we rode around like 2:00 in the morning, just riding through the streets of Portland. Man, it was dope.
It was dope. I thought somebody fell.
That wasn't me.
Maybe not. But that was fun. That's what we did after we left Rush's concert, so that was cool. But as far as it says, smart bicycles.
Smart bicycles are kind of a cool idea, just because they have bikes there too.
Maglev trains.
What?
Maglev? Is that how you say that?
Is that like the bullet trains?
Yeah, it's like the bullet trains.
That go 370 miles per hour. They're almost going to the future.
That's wild. I'm not going to get too much in this article. This is kind of outside of what we're into. And if you guys want to know, if you guys want us to dig deeper in this stuff, you guys got to let us know.
Multi-directional elevators. That's kind of cool.
I did see something on this.
Because you'd be going anywhere.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you have more movement around the building.
We're in the future. I like that. Next generation lithium-ion batteries. Okay,
that's huge.
I see what they're saying.
So batteries are going to be a huge thing. Batteries are a huge thing, even in cell phones. I think cell phones haven't been pushed to the max because battery limits.
Well, I've heard there's a lot in battery technology that's really growing.
Because the thing is you can't put crazy amounts of CPU and stuff like that inside of a phone because of the energy it drains and stuff like that. So once they figure some of that stuff out, and then you're really talking about a PlayStation 5 on your phone, easy.
Yeah, it's the future, man. Safer, autonomous navigation.
Oh, I hope I'm alive.
Is that meaning for like driving cars?
I hope I'm alive. That we got some driving, like self-driving cars. I'm trying to really just watch anime while I'm driving to work.
Already, it just as more money gets poured into it.
Yeah.
Poured into it.
I don't think
that's how you say it.
Nah, that's not how you say it.
You don't say poured.
Oh, I thought you said porn into it.
I did.
Okay.
Enhanced drones is number 6.
Drones are crazy.
Yeah, because you talk about with delivery systems coming same hours.
Amazon's been trying.
Next day stuff is crazy.
I order some off Amazon. It has to be close to where you're at. The warehouse has to be closed.
Yeah.
But like I ordered some on Amazon, it was literally there within 12 hours.
And then hypersonic air travel.
What is that?
I don't know what that is. The Coconut Airline took
770 miles per hour.
Dang,
how fast does a normal airplane travel?
Like I could be wrong, but like 3, 4. I might be wrong there, but I thought like 3, 4. Okay, so we moving, and this is gonna be just like commercial.
If that's commercial,
a new generation of aviation companies hopes to be flying passengers at hypersonic speeds. Dang, Mach 5, 3,800 miles per hour, or even higher, sometimes in the near future. Wow. Okay.
So
interesting.
547 to 575. So it'll go up.
Okay. So that's faster than I was thinking. Okay.
But that's fast.
And then they're talking Mach 5, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Your face like all the way back here.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I
actually want to read that article though.
We're gonna spend short amount of time on these ones.
Unless y'all want us to dive deeper into technology.
That's what it is. So we got some questions from Trix. Shouts out Trix. And they are for kids. So some of these all great animes in 2023. That might be something we spend a little bit more time on and make its own video. So we'll save that one for you.
Yeah, because I think I need to look at what's coming out.
And that's gonna be a big part of every show, kind of.
Because it's more. I mean, I know some stuff. Season 2 of Vinland Saga has come out, which Vinland
Saga is good.
Fire.
Vinland Saga.
Blue Lock came out, which is dope. Yeah, we'll have to look into that. Season 2, Spy vs. Kids. I haven't watched yet, but
so we're gonna at least shout you guys out, even if we don't go into deep on these ones. So just to let you know, we appreciate you. Nerdcore artists we want to meet. All of them, baby.
Yeah, everyone. Otaku Underworld. We've already said this a million times. They seem like dope people.
Couple DPS Fable, we gonna meet them.
Yeah,
that's not a question.
That's a given. Dizzy, Mix, we want to meet. You know what I'm saying?
Who else, man?
I think meeting Swab and Connor would be dope.
We're gonna hit all the UK boys. You know what I'm saying?
All of that would be fire.
We met Rusted. You know what I mean? That was dope.
That's what I could think off the top of my head.
Yeah. But everybody, bro, we want to do interviews with these people in person. We want to see you guys at NPC. We want to meet you guys. You know.
I also want to see McGuire too. He seems funny, bro. I started watching the Swabity and Connor podcast. The was it?
Yeah. The Nami cast. Something like that.
I started watching that with McGuire. They're funny.
I watched some of that too. I was cracking up. So you're a rival podcast. Yeah, we might have to battle it out.
Podcast battle.
We don't have the clout like those guys. Oh shoot, I forgot the whole thing. You'll probably remember. This is Daniel. I haven't watched sports in a long. I don't watch any sports. I watch Seahawks sometimes. But what Memphis should do. Well, how it looks like this is what Memphis should do with Hogwarts. Because I didn't see. I can't remember what.
With Ja. What is his name?
Oh yeah. I won't.
The guy that's been talking about being gangsters and stuff like that.
That was just funny.
That's a funny question. I don't know what they should do with them, but bro. When you making that much money, I think a lot of times people forget how young these people are.
Dude,
you forget.
Right.
I think about. We talk about this.
I forget it.
We talked about this.
Feel young.
We talk about this all the time. Like we're like sometimes we see some of the drama. Like I don't understand why there's drama right here, but we forget that like
when I was 25, bro, I was an idiot.
You're still an idiot, bro.
Bro, I'm telling mom.
But I love you. No, shut up. So I think sometimes we forget that they're young,
right,
and with money,
right.
But you gotta protect your investment. You're in a position that a lot of people can never get into. Like, and that you gotta be careful, but it is hard to tell somebody that's young to be careful. Don't like listen when you're that young. You don't like listening to.
I don't listen to nothing. I look back, I'm like, I should have listened.
What is this old guy telling me?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's everybody's story, though. You just, you guys need people like us, the old guys, so you can learn from our mistakes. That's what
he did throw he threw a lot of dollars at that strip club, though.
Hey,
he said, I'm gonna make it rain.
I'm Christian, so I don't know nothing about that.
Go ahead.
Hogwarts. I mean, I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I've only played.
I haven't played it yet. Yeah. We ain't really getting into that drama. It looks like a really fun game. I was super excited for it.
And also, in all honesty, too, like I've watched Harry Potter, but it's not like Harry Potter's like my favorite. I actually watched Harry Potter like 5 years ago, maybe less.
Yeah, mine probably is around the same.
So I don't, it's.
But the world, I understand how cool the world is, and there's not when I saw the trailers of that game, I was like, yeah, man, there aren't a lot of worlds just like that. So I imagine navigating through that world would be really fun.
Yeah,
it would probably really put you in there. So that's staying away from the drama. We ain't trying to get into all that. That's just saying based off the game, we'll see what happens there. And then I'm gonna go to this one really quick. Ranking artist or just favorite artists in general. We don't, as of now, we don't really. This was from the father in Discord. We don't really rank. Oh, really quick, the Memphis one and the Hogwarts one was from Trix as well, so shouts out. We don't really rank. We don't like ranking, especially in Nerdcore right now.
And I don't think it's about
until we find out how we want to do it.
I don't think it's about ranking, but I do know that there's tons of artists that we listen to. But I'm gonna say right off the top of the head, people that I listen to consistently. I'm gonna tell you right now. That Schwab album,
man,
is insane.
I don't think we've told him. I don't think he understands how much we like that album.
It's insane. It's so good.
We want to do probably on the next one. We want to do like our top 20.
But yeah, like
songs from
Schwab, DPS, Black,
of course,
Delta,
yes.
Like it's
Fable, Dizzy.
Yeah, Dizzy. Man,
Divide.
There's some killers out there.
Yeah, dude. There's Underworld.
There's some killers out there. Slick's doing some dope things right now. Game Boy Jones too. Game Boy Jones.
That dude is versatile.
So one of the most versatile people I see. Every year so far, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna do R&B this year, or I'm gonna do these music videos. He can do rock. He can do it all.
It's like some DPS just keeps leveling up in like quality, better. Cadences are crazy better. I think where Game Boy Jones is really good, he can do so many different styles of music.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And so there's a lot, man.
I think more of what you're gonna see is when we do these artist appreciations that we do at the beginning. You're just gonna see what we like,
what we do, who we really like,
and you'll see what songs we like.
And we don't really stack it up like DPS is my number 1 and then my number 2. It's especially because song by song, I might have an artist that is brand new who maybe I like 20 of DPS's song and I like 2 of this guy's songs, but they're just as far up there where I might listen to those ones just as much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it depends on how I'm feeling, what mood I'm in. That goes for artist to artist too. Like some days I might just be feeling Dizzy, some days I might be feeling DPS or whatever, So that's why it's hard for us to rank them because it's fluid. You know what I mean? Like it's just changing all the time. And so you'll hear more about that as we go. And then Vision wanted to know about our past, and Kana said kind of a similar thing. Shouts out, guys. Childhood memories. So we can kind of just go over a few things.
Oh, you want to end it with some,
and then we'll end it with some stories.
You want to end it with some childhood
stories.
So if you hear or you skipped here, I don't even know how long we've been doing this.
Oh man.
But we've
been in anime. We've been trying to do it. We've been not. I wouldn't even say trying. Life comes along, and Daniel had a kid, and we started late. And so we played in everything like we said at the beginning. I'm trying to think.
I know. So we grew up in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
We grew up
in
Vegas. I mean, we were not
broke as a joke.
We weren't broke when we were little.
Oh yeah,
until like our parents got a divorce. Y'all know how that is.
You know how there's money when dad's still in the family because he's, what I'm saying, like. Then dad goes and we're looking around and we hearing gunshots.
Yeah.
Like when the gunshots start.
Yeah, and then I lived with my dad for a little longer than they did, and then I moved in with my mom. And
remember food stamps?
Oh, do I remember food stamps?
Yo, what you guys know about food stamps? They probably don't even know what that means. They probably call it EBT.
So yeah, I think we've talked about this before on a
paper food stamps.
Yeah, on a Twitch when we were streaming.
Yeah.
But so back in the day, you're gonna hear that. You heard that a lot through this, right?
Back in my day,
we could only give the experience that we lived through.
You know.
But back in the day, so instead of like the card, which I think is doper now because it seems it's more, you don't get called out, right?